right, folks, welcome to the Krueg Show on a Wednesday night. Man, this one was a rough one. Dodgers get it 3-0. Giants loaded the bags in the 7th. Couldn't score. Luis Gonzalez picked off second base. Giants loaded the bags in the 9th with 1 out. Yaz popped out. Slater struck out on 3 pitches. And you can debate the last one, but guess what? It was too close to take.
Yep.
Too close to take. Unbelievable. 3-0. Dodgers get the win. Let me get a little poll here.
I was just hoping that Yaz would hit a grand slam again and they'd walk it off, or that I was just like, just don't score 2, lose 3-2, because I had the Dodgers in the run line 1.5. And I was like,
fourth time, by the way, fourth time this year the Giants have the bags loaded with nobody out and have not scored a run. How about that?
It's
situational hitting was
it's
bad.
It's going to be a great. It's going to be awful.
You froze there for a second, Danny. You froze.
Oh, really? I was saying it's going to be a graveyard after tomorrow.
Oh my goodness!
It's going to look like Candlestick again.
Matthew Mears in the chat. Let's talk about Magic. Magic Johnson.
What's going on?
I don't know what's up with Magic.
Maximiliano says the double play in the 7th was embarrassing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's the word. The double play in the 7th inning was embarrassing. Lou Marston says that bottom of the 7th tonight was the whole season in a nutshell. Don't have another shortstop, so you can't pinch hit. And another mental error. You have to start blaming coaches. The whole thing is unacceptable. First donation of the night, Dustin the Gale, $4.99, and we're off and running. He says every time Austin Slater strikes out, looking on a bad called strike with runners stranded to end the game, Dan has to raffle a pair of tickets to us. Yeah, Danny will have to give away tickets. Man, that's going to cost Danny a lot of tickets. Here's the thing. I know Slater's having a good year. I just personally don't believe in him that he's coming through. I'm not a huge fan of his game as a regular. I think if he's like a bench guy who, plays a little bit and plays a little infield, a little outfield, maybe a little second, little outfield, I like it. But I don't, as an everyday center fielder, nope.
Hey, Joey Bart,
everyday outfielder.
Good news tonight was Joey Bart. Now he's hitting 205.
Joey Bart looked good. He's starting to sting the ball.
I'm a little worried that he got pinch run for in the 9th, though. I'm worried that he might be dizzy and having a concussion. No reason.
MF says, why Slater against a righty?
Because they don't have anybody else.
Yeah.
They didn't have anybody.
I know.
He should have not pinch hit in the for the kid. We finally got Bryce to be on the Giants. Bryce. Oh shoot, that's not Bryce Harper. It's Bryce Johnson.
Look at Danny doing material.
So Bryce, though, I looked at his highlights. I watched his game. He's actually a better hitter from the left side, and they pinch hit for him with what was it? With bases loaded again? Was it? In the 6th or 7th? I think that's when they pinch hit for him. So yeah, Yaz hit a weak. That's the double play. That's the weak pop up to right that Betts came in and then doubled off Gonzalez. So I don't know if I would have pinch hit at that point, because the kid can hit from the left side. All of his power's from the left side. Save Yaz for a situation like he had in the 9th with Slater. I mean, Slater's
Spencer Stewart says Bart's off the interstate. That's good to hear.
Hitting 205, but I'm a little worried.
My 5588 says fire Kapler and his cheap scotch. We need Wotus running the show. Screw the platoon BS.
Any responses to my tweets? Let's see.
How are you tweeting?
I just tweeted. Here's my tweet. I said, I've already got a couple likes. I said after Monday night's loss to LA that if Farhan doesn't sell off completely, he's blowing his chance to rebuild, because Giants will get swept. So far, it's 3 up and 3 down. Giants have only one last chance to avoid the broom.
Kershaw
way to
tomorrow against Jacob Junis, 12:45
my final
start.
line was, only way to shake up team at this point is to fire Gabe Kapler. And I believe that because other teams have done it. Phillies did it earlier this year.
Reigning manager of the year, Danny.
Don't matter. What have you done for me lately? This team is lost. I mean, Charlie Montoya, Toronto Blue Jays, signs an extension in April for 2 seasons. And what did they do? They didn't like the way they were performing because it's a playoff team. They fired him.
MF says Giants rolling out a team full of no-name Johnny Tryhards is a bold business strategy as the Warriors run the NBA and the 49ers are loaded with star players. Good luck holding anyone's attention. Yeah, that would be Mike.
I think that Middlecoff tweeted that.
That's what John Middlecoff. There you go. MF quoting the great John Middlecoff.
I threw that a retweet.
I do like JD Davis though as a player. I think he's
fine.
I think he might be our third baseman for a while, just until maybe someone comes up because his bat was the PCL batting champion. He had a wrist surgery last year, at the end of last year in October, and he doesn't have full strength in his one of his hands. I think it's his left hand, so that's going to get stronger. He said
Thomas B says, I'm not a fan of Kapler, but Farhan is to blame for this terrible roster.
Truth, Veritas.
DJ Venus, on one more. Dear Larry, this team is a playoff team. Yours truly, Farhan.
Okay, guys.
Rye's not 100% right now. Rye's playing hurt. How you doing tonight, Rye?
So, I've got a vicious case of COVID. First time I've had it, so that's why I'm all sweaty and discombobulated. And this may be the COVID that caused me to do this, but last night I was seriously like, I just need to hear what Farhan's philosophy is. So I started watching a bunch of old videos of Farhan and Gabe, like after the season, during the season. Okay, this is controversial for the way we've been going, but I kind of understand where he was coming from at the beginning of this year. In that 107,
who's coming from?
Farhan and Gabe. With the players we had, just because we won 107. And I guess we could say it's an anomaly now, but I mean, after the season, when you win 107 games and you're competitive the entire year and you've got this great juju, I mean, it's kind of hard to say, well, that's, we used the rest of them up. I understand why they went for it this year, and their goal was to win the World Series. So this is the only pass I'll give them is, you know what, after this year, they need to learn from their mistakes. And if they come back and are super focused, then doing all the, I want to see people grinding out at bats, but also I don't want to see them holding on to, all these, Darren Ruffs and whatever. And I want to play an interview. And I think as long as we stop it every 40 seconds, which actually would work, with Mad Dog and Farhan. And Mad Dog, he literally says everything that we've been complaining about. He brings it up as a devil's advocate coming into the year. And it is pretty stunning because it's all dead nuts on. And you can hear Farhan's response to everything.
Okay,
Let's hear
Ryan.
it. Let's hear it.
Okay, I was wondering what you meant by, is this going to explain what you meant by you can defend them?
Yeah, because Dan, let's just
watch it. Let's just watch it.
There's a few words with us on this busy afternoon. We welcome him. Oh, yeah, nice to talk. Christopher Russo, how are you today, pal? Okay?
Hey, doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Always a pleasure. Good to have you with us here. Listen, what a year. How do you analyze 2021 based on losing a classic Game 5 to the Dodgers? You're 107. I know disappointed out of the divisional round. What are you going to do, right? I mean, that game could have gone either way in that fifth game. So you take it as having a very, very successful season in San Francisco. Let me get your thoughts on last year. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you turned the page because it's a new season. There were a lot of great moments in 2021, but we obviously didn't get as far as we wanted to go. So it was a great division series. We came up short. And, other teams that I've been around, that you can learn from an experience of coming up short in the playoffs and get a step or two further the next time. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking to go deeper into the postseason this year and continue the regular season success we have.
All right. Now,
let's just stop it there.
Let's comment right quick. I mean,
Yeah,
that was a reasonable expectation, but they didn't follow through on building a roster. I mean, they didn't replace Posey, they didn't replace Bryant, they didn't replace Solano. Those were good right-handed bats. They just didn't replace them.
Yeah, no, I agree, and but I kind of understand. Okay, keep going.
Last year, everything broke right for Farhan. You hit 19 or so pinch hit home runs, which was a major league record. That's not going to happen again. You had everybody do unbelievable things with platooning and guys that we never heard of have wonderful years. It just fit perfectly, one of those magical runs. You can't expect, and you lose now Posey and have Gaussman, so you can't expect that same magic this year. How do you compensate? What's your take on that? Let me hear.
Well, we're going to need contributions from some of our younger guys. I mean, you see our lineup right there. Joey Bart's going to be huge for us. Steven Duggar, who had great moments, is going to be huge for us. Thairo Estrada, who hit a home run in our spring training game yesterday, is a guy we're looking for. So, we had a great season last year. One of the things we're going to need is some of the younger guys who got some opportunity to contribute to be even bigger parts of what we do in 2022.
And let's pause right there. That didn't happen. Let's pause right there. That didn't happen. Bart backslid. Duggar got traded. I think that was a horrendous idea to trade him. Spencer Stewart weighs in, which says the Giants have scored 41 runs in the second half. That's 2.9 a game. Giants have scored 3 runs or less 50 times this year in 105 games. Jim Mollet donates $20. He says, here's to zero expectations now. September call-ups in August. Hell of a Will Clark interview today, by the way, Krug. Hope you're over it soon, Rhino. Yeah, we had Will Clark on the game. We're going to play that a little bit later on. For those of you who did not hear me and Guru sit down with the great Will Clark. All right, now let's continue to roll tape on that.
So I just want to preface this. So there's something that happens later where he talks about his philosophy with trading, and it is completely counter to everything he's done this year. He essentially said, look, everybody that's in our farm system and all this, we're going to give them opportunities first. We're not just going to trade for some no-name guys. If we're going to trade, we're going to trade for major league, established guys. It's just crazy.
Do that. All right. How about not having Posey as veteran leadership? No Chris Bryant. He was there the last couple months of the year. Those are big holes to fill. Now, maybe you get healthy with Belt and he plays more. He's always hurt, but maybe he plays more. How do you compensate from losing those 2 guys from a veteran standpoint? What can you tell me there?
Yeah, you're right. Health is going to be a big thing. I think as far as Buster goes, the offense is really tough to replace. At the catching spot, we've got a young guy in Joey Bart. We've got Kurt Casale, who's a veteran who can help with that transition. So that's going to be big. And Brandon Belt's been as good a hitter as there's been in baseball the last couple of years. So for him to be healthy, I mean, like many teams in baseball, like many people that are trying to contend, so much of it comes down to health, and his health in particular is huge for us.
Yeah, you have to have him. All right, rotation, you lose Gaussman, you bring back Wood, DeScalfani, and signed Rodon. We know how good Logan Webb is. Last year, you had second or third best ERA in the league from a starting standpoint, and almost number 1 with your bullpen. That's hard to replicate as well. Let's start with the starters, Farhan. What do you see there?
Well, we're really excited about Carlos Rodon. He pitched his first Cactus League game yesterday, was up to 98 facing his old team. So it had a little bit more of a storyline than the typical spring training game. But, Logan's going to have to step up. We really like our 3 to 5 guys in DeScalfani, Wood, and bringing Alex Cobb in, who had a great year for the Angels last year. And we do think we've got more rotation depth. We brought in Jacob Junis from the Royals, who we think can really help us this year. Matt Boyd, who we think is going to be ready at midseason. And so, we're not necessarily going to have 5 guys making 32 to 34 starts, but we like the depth behind those guys as well.
Interesting.
All right, I'll pause it there. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, the rotation has been disappointing. I mean, outside of the top 2 guys, they traded away Boyd. DeScalfani was a huge disappointment. I mean, think about DeScalfani last year. Wasn't he a borderline all-star in the first half?
Yeah, like a 3.2 ERA.
Yeah, so he really backslid. Wood backslid a little bit. He was right, though, about Junis, and they did have a couple guys in the rotation that they could plug in, but they just, wasn't. And God knows Rodon and Webb have delivered for the most part, but, the inconsistency of the pen, the lack of the offense, the backsliding of the defense, I mean, it was a number of things for sure.
Interesting. All right, fair. The intangibles. Sort of back to the original question. That's so important with the Giants last year. Sometimes regular season teams and teams that had the year that you did can do it when you look at the team and don't think they're that good, and you realize in baseball, look at this. I mean, it's happened with the Giants in the past. Those intangibles are hard to Again, I keep on going back to replication from a year ago. It's hard to grow that 2 years in a row there, Farhan. How about the intangibles that made the Giants so successful last season?
Yeah, I think it comes down to belief, Chris. I mean, you think about, we hear the rhetoric out there, the narrative about the 2021 Giants, that it's unsustainable, that there's regression, that, guys aren't going to be able to back it up this year. And look, 107 wins is tough to back up. But when we have guys step up and have big seasons like Darren Ruff, like Lamont Wade, internally, we're going to believe in those guys. We saw them day in, day out, and they have every opportunity to back it up and show it was for real. And we believe it was. So, we understand the narrative and the talk out there, and we're really excited for these guys to have the opportunity to back up what they did last year. And we really believe in them.
Well, let's pause it right there.
Let's
pause it right there because that was illogical. They played Darren Ruff last year. They gave him 200 at bats, and he had a really good year. This year, they gave him the same number of at bats in the first half of the year, and he fell apart and hit 220. Now he had some problems off the field. He had a death in the family. All these things factor in, but they asked way too much of. I mean, there you have it right there. I mean, they thought Ruff and Wade were going to take off. Wade is doing nothing. Ruff had a really bad start, got it going late, and then they traded him. So there's two bats right there that they were expecting to kind of, take off. And I'm not sure why, because, Ruff was a KBO, reclamation project. Wade was a career minor leaguer they gave a chance to. I mean, just the idea that they were both going to take off, I think was probably illogical and probably asking too much. Yeah. Now we saw how both those guys fell apart.
And it's difficult because in some ways, like, I understand where he's coming from, where he's like, look, like I'm gonna trust our guys that I saw them do it for a full year. I'll trust that they can do it again. And that's something he needs to learn from these guys that are kind of a flash in the pan. You can't rely on them going forward.
Well, yeah, that's exactly the point, Rye. Exactly what I was going to say is that's a misjudgment of talent. That's a executive who doesn't really understand that these guys never did it before. I mean, what Wade did last year.
It's like what Billy Beane says, hope is not a game plan, hope.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
seriously. And how Mad Dog was so right on with the sort of like bringing up like the camaraderie and like all of that kind of stuff and the intangibles and how it's so hard to replicate that. And he kind of
MF says Wade is a mess right now. Yeah. Let's play the rest of it.
Yeah.
You got a lot of guys, so it helps the Giants. You can move around with that DH. Take on that with the new rule in the league. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting double-edged sword for us because on the one hand, we have one fewer bench spot. You referred to how much of a weapon pinch hitting was for us last year. So, Gabe Kapler is, going to have one less tool in the tool bag, when it comes to late in games. But I do still think you're going to see us matching up. But guys like Darren Ruff, like Wilmer Flores, Jock Peterson, a new addition, for those guys to be able to rotate through the DH spot, we think we have the depth in our lineup where it's just going to be another threat in our order. And so we view it as a real advantage to have that DH spot overall.
Do you feel your closer got to have a short memory?
Let's pause it real quick right there, too.
He's a young kid. Nobody's going to kill him in a
Let's pause that just because the DH spot has not been a positive for the Giants this year. In fact, when you add that DH spot, everybody gets better offensively, and the teams that have that extra bat have an advantage. The Giants were a bat or two short to begin with. Then you add the DH, and everybody else gets an extra hitter, and what do you have? I mean, you've literally DH'd Austin Wynns this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just,
Seriously.
you were totally outgunned. Sick Call Commando says wins for DH. Yeah. There you go. I mean, how's that treating you?
It's like he said, oh, I think we have so much depth that it's going to be an advantage. And it's just,
Well, you know what's interesting
that's just wrong, categorically wrong.
Russo's a good baseball guy, and he understands it. He saw it. The odds makers had him at 84.5. So what is it that everybody else sees? Larry was kind of saying at the beginning when we had a kind of a rundown of the team that the right-handed bats that are missing that they didn't replace was going to be a major issue. How could all of us see that? I mean, we still thought they could realistically win 90 games.
The season started needing a hitter. I mean, then it was like they forgot to, they got left. Maybe they thought they were getting Seiya Suzuki. Who knows? And it just didn't happen. Suzuki in the last minute decided to go a different direction. Then they pivoted to Trevor Story. That bidding got out of control, and I'm glad they didn't land Trevor Story, but they just didn't land anybody. I mean, once again, they wanted they were looking for a middle of the order right-handed bat and didn't land the guy they wanted, tried for a couple other guys, and then just said, we'll punt on it and we'll just make it happen within. And you can't make it happen within. And it showed.
Maybe if the full off season, maybe the planning type of guy he is, maybe having a full off season because of the lockout, hopefully he gets aggressive early, and he tends to wait and let the market play itself and tries to go bargain shopping. He waits for the price to come down. I don't think you can afford to do that this year. I think you got to go out and jump and be ahead of the guys. The teams that always seem to do well, even in mid-season trades, are guys that jump before the trade deadline. They don't wait till the last minute. Houston started getting guys early. Last year, Atlanta got Jock 2-3 weeks before the trade deadline. You got to jump and get these guys. Don't wait until the 12th hour. And
all right, let's hear the rest here. Let's hear the rest.
The ninth inning of Game 5, we get that. But, sometimes it takes guys, you got to have a thick skin and you got to bounce back. You feel confident that he's going to let that roll off his back, the Dodger ninth inning run that they scored in Game 5. You think he'd bounce back from that?
Well, no question. Actually, it's interesting. The sign of, a great young player who's going to be in a big role in that is that, everybody else, myself included, is more nervous for him than he is for himself. So, I mean, he really showed the calm nerves he had, not just in the playoffs, but some of the late season games against the Dodgers. And after that Game 5, just being in the clubhouse and around the guys, and Camilo in particular, he just had the perfect mindset. He was obviously really disappointed and upset, but not to the point of being inconsolable where you thought it would carry over. So really, really excited for him. He had his first Cactus League game yesterday, punched out a couple of guys, and he does have the ability to carry the torch as a shutdown closer for us. So really excited for this season, what he does.
Okay, that's basically it.
When we grab the box score off the printer, hold on, just keep talking. I'll be right back.
No worries. Yeah, Dan, the other thing I caught in there is it's goofy and all, but the way he talked about hope, maybe this is controversial because they've tail slided so much, but I mean, I really think that they had a chance to be the team that we thought they would be, where they win 91 games or whatever. But something happened around that stretch of the Atlanta games.
Yep.
And it's like they've tried to come back a few times, and it just feels like they got knocked down. And when
you look in that Atlanta series, right? They were one-run games, all of them.
I know, and they were competitive.
And they were very competitive with one of the better teams in baseball. And it was like, oh, well, this is encouraging. They're playing them well. And they should have split easily that 4-game series, if not won 3 of 4. But definitely a split. It seems like that one game where they were ahead 3-1 going into the 9th, and Atlanta walked them off, and they lost 4-3. That seemed to be the kind of the beginning of the tailspin, where they really didn't show anything where they started winning any consistency until right before the All-Star break. And then to come out, I mean, the schedule just killed us. I mean, to face the Dodgers in LA right after the All-Star break, after being hot, you kind of, it's like, oh man, not good. But they were in a couple of those games too. The Dodger game. They were tied late in those games. So
I think
this is
yeah.
This is a team that is what can you say? It's a struggling team. I don't expect them to. I don't even think they'll make it to 500 the way they're going.
Yeah, but I do feel like that 107. I think I've kind of downplayed it in my mind when I was going back and like watching them last year. Like they really were the best team in baseball. They had an unbelievable record in every month. They were always leading to every milestone. There was really, it's pretty hard to say like, a 40 game regression is coming the next year. You'd think even if you lost Posey and you lost some people, added a few people, you're a little worse. You'd still think maybe you could win 86, 87 games, make a wild card, and then who knows? But they're just going to have to adjust. I'll give them one more year. But they have to adjust. They have to realize that, and this was the wrong interview, I guess, but he had an interview where he was talking about, his philosophy on trades, and he was literally saying the opposite of what he's doing. He's saying, we have all these guys in our farm system, and, it's like loyalty and all that stuff really means a lot. And so, they're always going to get the first shot. So some of these guys in Double A, Triple A, they're going to get the first shot. We're not going to be trading for like, sort of no-name players to just DFA later, which is exactly what he's done. And he said He said the only people we're trading for are established like big leaguers, like everyday big leaguers. And they
haven't traded for one this year except JD, and he's not an everyday big leaguer. Hey,
Ryan sounds
Tony D just asked. He just got in and asked if you had COVID. Yes, Tony.
Yeah.
Ryan does have COVID. Got it. What? Positive today or whatever.
Yeah, positive today. So
yeah. So anyway, it
was an ugly game. What more can we say for the Giants?
Yeah.
They had their shot in the seventh. I don't know if we got into Luis Gonzalez yet, but that just can't happen, man. He's an exciting player. But man, you can't get double off second base in that situation in the seventh inning. That's
crazy.
That was a killer. That was an absolute killer.
2 or 3 times on the base pass for Gonzalez, and I don't know. Fundamentally, the Giants are horrible. They're horrible defensively. You see the base running gaffes. You look at the Dodgers tonight, any ball hit in the outfield, it's just an out. Trace Thompson runs it down.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts gets everything.
Triples alley, it doesn't matter.
And it's not like they're, making diving catches. They're getting there with ease. And then you look at Lamont Wade last night on just a routine pop-up, and he's like sprinting, and he dives, and he didn't even come close to catching it. It's like that's an out in the Dodgers outfield. And that's what I took away tonight watching is the Giants better stick 3 good defensive outfielders out there next year. Like Sabe said, in that ballpark, you need 2 center fielders. You need guys that can go get it. And you should play that catch. Do you have that one of
I don't think we can play it.
Oh, we can't play that. Oh, that's probably
we can't play that.
I got an exercise.
Danny trying to get us demonetized here.
I do have an exercise for us. Let's hit you guys with a surprise. We've been, beating this dead horse. Beating it to death. This thing with the Giants. I want to go back a little bit and rediscover the San Francisco Giants greatness, the lore of the franchise. And so what I did a little exercise, and I just had a little fun, and I took the Giant, not New York Giants or Brooklyn Dodgers, just purely guys that played in San Francisco or LA, put my all-time Giants team together and the all-time Dodgers team. So we got catcher and then every position in a DH, 5 starting pitchers and a closer. And the Giants, I think, just kicked the Dodgers' butts.
Oh yeah.
So you guys want to take a shot at yours? Here, I'll give you mine, And I got a little creative at shortstop too. So here's this, because I wanted to put some bats in there. So here's my lineup.
Hold on a second. Dustin the Gale donates $1.99. He says, I think my second super chat was missed.
Oh.
How could we miss the super chat?
I'll look for it, Dustin.
Super chat. You look for that while I'll rattle off my lineup, and I want to hear Larry's all-time lineup. Catcher for the Giants obviously is Buster, and I've got Mike Piazza for the Dodgers. First base,
over Campanella.
Well, I think I debated on that. Campanella was a good Dodger, but Piazza, it was close. But I think Piazza had.
You're going with the Dodgers PED Hall of Famer instead of Roy Campanella.
Well, I could go either way. You could talk me out of that. But
Okay.
I thought Campanella played mostly in Brooklyn, didn't he?
Somebody says here, Nick J says, let's get Guru on the Krueg show. Talk to Guru today. Guru's going to come on the Krueg show. In fact,
awesome.
Awesome.
Sports House says, yes, get Guru on. Guru is going to be in the house.
Big Daryl.
Man, I loved working with Guru this week. And you, by the way, if you liked me and Guru today on 95.7 The Game, next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, yours truly and Guru hanging out from noon to 3. So, yeah, he's a blast, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So you could talk me in. I thought Campanella was mostly Brooklyn, but he was in L.A., right?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean the 93,000 showed up at the LA Coliseum to honor him. He was in a car crash, left him paralyzed, and 93,000 people all lit their lighter or candle or whatever it was, and there was this incredible thing. It was the biggest baseball crowd in the history of baseball.
Wow. All right, I can go with Campanella. I still think
Giants. You go with Piazza, Dustin
right.
Gale.
So
Every time Austin Slater
You read this one?
strikes out looking on a bad called strike with runners stranded to end the game, Dan has to raffle a pair of tickets to us. There we go, Dustin the Gale. There we go.
This is what it was. Things are bad when even Krueg is calling them out. Yeah, they were getting a little feisty in the booth.
Oh, on Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because that's bad base running, Dustin the Gale. Things are bad when even Mike Kruko is calling you out. So, yeah, sorry we missed that one, Dustin the Gale.
Yeah. So my first base is Willie McCovey and Steve Garvey for the Dodgers. Second base, I went with Jeff Kent to Davey Lopes.
Jeff Kent against Davey Lopes. Okay. I'm trying to think other Dodgers second baseman. Steve Sachs.
That's about it.
Other Giant second baseman. There was Joe Morgan, but he's obviously synonymous with the Reds.
Tito Fuentes.
Yeah, Tito Fuentes. You got to go with Jeff Kent. With Jeff Kent.
Yeah. So my shortstop, I was like, I want to put Crawford in there, but I wanted to get Kevin Mitchell on my team. And the only way to put Kevin Mitchell on my team was to put him at third base. So I moved Matt Williams, who came up as a shortstop, to shortstop. So my lineup.
So you got a powerhouse left side.
I got a powerhouse lineup.
See, you got Craw. Don't forget Chris Spire was a great shortstop.
Yeah. But I'm going to put Matt Williams because I want that bat in there. I mean, I got monster row
Going
here.
with the big Marine.
So
who are you going with the Dodgers? Billy Russell?
Shortstop, Maury Wills.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then third base.
Bill Russell was so clutch.
Yeah.
You going with the Penguin?
Yeah, Ron Say, and I got Kevin Mitchell. Kind of would put Matt Williams there and Crawford at short, but I went with a little bit more of the heavy on the bats.
You went with Kevin Mitchell at third over
Matt Williams.
I'm trying to think. Well, you have Matt Williams at shortstop.
Well, yeah, so, I would have put Crawford. If I didn't put Mitchell in the lineup, I would have had Crawford at short.
What other third baseman could you have gone with? You could have gone with Davenport. You could have gone with Bill Madlock, two-time batting champion.
Yeah, not with
we have a feisty ex Gary and Larry listener in here. She wants some hardcore analysis on the game.
Kim Bymiller. She says, stick to the topic of the Giants game and stop chatting about your all-star selections, whatever.
Well, what are we going to say about the Giants? They got beat again. They're going to get beat tomorrow, Kim. What else we can say?
Yeah, seriously. They're in a bad way right now.
We can do analysis paralysis on the Giants.
All right, just go ahead. Finish up, Danny. Finish up.
So left field, obvious, Barry Bonds. And I got Kirk Gibson for the Dodgers.
What about Dusty Baker?
Well, could have went with Dusty. Yeah, could have went with
I'd
Dusty.
go with Dusty Baker.
Yeah, okay. You could have that. Center field, Willie Mays. Dodgers really didn't have much in center field. I went Willie
Duke Snyder.
No, he was Brooklyn.
This might be better done as a Mount Rushmore.
It was Brooklyn. Duke Snyder didn't play in L.A.
Okay, it's only L.A.
Yeah, this is only L.A. and San Francisco.
Okay.
Duke might have had a year in L.A.
Yeah, he did play in L.A., but go ahead. I know what you're saying.
Okay. Right field for the Dodgers, I put Reggie Smith. I wasn't sure who they have. For the Giants, I went with Bobby Bonds.
Over Jack Clark?
Yeah, Bobby had a pretty darn good career. If you look at him, he had 332 homers, a lot of stolen bases, hit 268 career, a lot of strikeouts, but home runs, man. The guy, it was hard for me. I wanted to get Will Clark in there, but my DH is Cepeda. Orlando Cepeda. I don't know whether to go with Will or Cepeda.
Will the Thrill doesn't make your team?
I don't know where to put him. The Giants, that's what I'm saying. The Giants have great history. They would beat the Dodgers in this game.
Who's your opening day starter?
Juan Marichal.
Against Koufax.
And then Dodgers
but the
number
Dodgers
2.
have Hershiser. The Dodgers have Ramon Martinez.
Well, here's the Dodgers rotation. This is what I came up with. Koufax, Kershaw, Sutton, Drysdale, and Hershiser. That's pretty good.
Hershiser, yeah,
that's pretty good.
And Fernando's,
where's Fernando?
He doesn't.
I taped that, by the way. Fernando Mania. I taped that tonight. He was on TV.
Where does he fit in over those other guys though? He's not better than Hershiser. He's not better than Don Sutton. Don Sutton's a Hall of Famer.
I hear you. Okay.
Closer for the Dodgers, Kenley Jansen. Giants rotation.
Wait. There's got to be a better closer in Dodger history than Kenley Jansen.
Mike Marshall. I don't know. Who do you – I mean, the guy did it for like 6-7 years for him over a lot of –
There's got to be somebody better than who – We're just not thinking. I'd have to look that up.
I'll have to look that up. I couldn't think
what about Gagne?
Yeah, we're at
Gagne. A couple years. Kenley's been there a long time. All right. My Giants.
Romo 2001 says, here's $2. He says, why call up Bryce Johnson and not bring up Ramos?
They're looking for center
agree.
field
Where's
defense.
Ramos?
They're looking for center field defense. That's what they're trying to do. It's weird. I don't know what the deal is on Ramos. I agree.
Guru's getting a lot of love. Benji says Guru rocks. Yeah, Guru is good.
Here's my last starting pitch. I think the Dodgers have better starting. We have Marichal, Gaylord Perry, Lincecum, Bumgarner, and Kane. And then closer Rob Nen. I don't know any other starters that could have cracked that. Mike McCormick maybe won a Cy Young.
Ron Bryant won 24 games. Jason Schmidt, Billy Swift.
But not as consistently as those guys. Bum, Lincecum, and Kane were good for 4 or 5 years, really solid.
Sure.
So that's my team. But that lineup.
That's a good team. That's a good team. I like that team.
I mean, look at the lineup, though. I mean, Buster, Willie McCovey, Jeff Kent, Matt Williams, Kevin Mitchell, Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, Bobby Bonds, and Orlando Cepeda or Will Clark. I mean, how do you beat that lineup?
Oh, I know. It's good.
My point in this exercise is, even though we're getting whipped by the Dodgers right now, the history of the Giants and why we have been talking and frustrated with the lack of Giants going for it and getting some top players is our history is better than anybody. Our history of the San Francisco Giants is second to none, maybe the Yankees, tops everybody else in baseball. That is an unbelievable group of guys. Everyone would be in the Kent should be in the Hall of Fame. Buster will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Bobby Bonds didn't quite make it. But the rest
they have 2 of the top 3 players of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, Bonds and Mays, yeah.
Well, the Giants have Hall of Famers left and right. There's incredible history. Anonymous says, Larry Willard today during your face-off, Giants offered $300 million to Harper, in on Suzuki and Marte, etc. How do we know? Farhan says we were in on these guys. Is making obligatory phone call being in on these guys? Yeah, I mean, as far as Giants were in on any of these guys, whatever. I mean, nobody cares who finishes. I'll tell you, some of the articles always make me laugh are the ones that come out. This player almost signed with this team. Yeah, and you know what I mean? So it's like, were the Giants in on Harper or in on Stanton or in on, who knows? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. All that matters is who lands them.
Larry, is you hear this, they're in on all these guys, but then we don't end up with anybody even close to them. We get prepared.
Oh, I mean, it's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. I mean, it's like
Mike Ford.
We know. This is plowed ground. We know. We talked about it.
Wait, Dan,
you can't sit there and say, hey, you know what? Thinking about a Ferrari. I'm thinking Lambos. Do I go yellow? Do I go red? I'm thinking black. Do I go black from Lambo?
No, Larry, don't get black. Get a blue one.
I'm thinking. So then I'm thinking about a Pagini. Aren't those things like 380 grand? Get me something big time. And then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, you know what? I went with a used Ford Taurus. All right. I got a used Ford Taurus, but I got a screaming deal. You'd never let that guy live that down. If that was one of your buddies, dude, I'm getting the Lambo. And then he's cruising around the East Bay with the Ford Taurus with the dent in the door. And all of a sudden you're like, bro, what happened? I thought you were going Lambo. Instead, you went Taurus. MF says, is Ned coming on 95.7 The Game? I did hear that Ned was on the leader today. I could have called him. I just didn't because I thought he was resting up from being in London. He's going to be joining us here one of these days, the next couple days. Maybe you might hear him. I'm filling in Friday night on the game, so maybe you'll hear him Friday night. I'd love to get him on, and I'm filling in with Alan Stiles on Friday night from 6 to 10 on Friday night. There, by the way, no Giants game Friday night. How weird is that?
That's really weird. Yeah.
Giants A's 2-game set. No Friday night game. So tune in Friday night on the game. It'll be me, Alan Stiles, trying to get BY, trying to get Ned, may even try to chase down Townie. Wouldn't that be something? A reuniting of Krueg and Townie. Yeah. Jim Molay says Guru's favorite player blew it in the 7th, though. Who's Guru's favorite player? Luis Gonzalez? No.
Luis Gonzalez?
I didn't think that was his favorite player. But
what do you guys or Larry? What do you think about just like
Kim is not happy with you guys? My goodness, please get rid of these clowns that are on the show with you. Clowns, Kim. Come on, Kim. You're calling Danny a clown?
The funny thing is she hasn't even seen why.
Rye a clown?
Like, we're more clowns than she would even once think is the thing.
That's
you want me to bring out the completes, Kim?
Matt R is like, Kim, please be nice. Kim,
we can bring out the. Hey, Kim, let me give you one of these.
Nick J says, Jesus, Kim coming in hot.
I kind of like it.
Coming in hot. Who are these bozos? Get rid of this. Get rid of the, oh my God, these guys are jackasses. Who the hell let those guys in?
Oh, shit. We missed
years. What days are you on with Grant's show, Larry? Grant and I are going to do Mondays at 11 during the season, but this week he I couldn't do 11, and then we decided to just hold off this week. So I'll be on with him Monday. I believe Monday will be the next hit, and I'm not sure exactly what time because we're all down at camp and that kind of thing. So it may not be this next coming Monday right at 11. It's probably going to be after that, maybe in the afternoon, because I'm on noon to 3 with Guru on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if I do anything with Grant on Monday, it'll either be early in the morning or I'll be in the evening. Sean Proctor donates $1.99. Dan, what is the winning bet for tomorrow?
Oh, take the Dodgers.
Money line, run line.
Take the run line.
Dodgers over, Giants under is just a pretty safe bet.
And take the. I was going to go with the under tonight for 5 innings, like Sean talked about, but I was afraid the Dodgers would get more than 4.
No, you got to stick with the Giants. The Giants run line was 1.5. I bet the under for the first 5 innings, and then
the under for the first 5 for the Giants almost seems like a lock every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1.5. Are you kidding me? They're not getting 2 runs. And
seriously, they are at 0 or 1 in the 6th. Yeah. Routinely, they score nothing in the first. I mean, it's amazing, really. It's like they're always down 4. By the 4th inning, it's 1-0, 2-0
every night.
Oh, It's a third time. They should be called the third time through the lineup club because they do not touch the other team's pitcher until the third time through. SC Baller 2187. Larry, you're going to get a permanent spot on the game. Have loved your content for the past few weeks. Time will tell. Time will tell. That's all I got to say on that. Obviously, we're working on the channel, loving the channel. If I get a full go on the game, that will be awesome. That will be awesome. So, but at this point, as they said in the movie about last night, at this point, we don't know. Val Ramos says, Kim ain't nice.
I saw her pop in a comment that said she'll go easy, and then
she's taking more shots. Kim, Larry went from sharing the airwaves with Gary to this. Kim.
Oh Kim. Man, I'm gonna.
I like to think
we're
kind of like an indie band. You kind of have to take a little bit of time, hang around, and then you'll get it.
Sports House says Kim's aggressive. She might be from one of the people shooting for the next co-host slot. Now that is how you interview joking. LOL.
I like Sick Call Commando said she took the over, obviously.
Wait, honestly,
look at Kim here. This is bullshit chatter.
Wait, Kim. Kim.
Bring her into the room. Bring her in.
It's 5 to 11. It's 5 to 11. You're getting better chatter somewhere else. Go find it.
Honestly, Kim, okay, if you become a member of the Krueg show, it's only $4.99. It's about $1.
I ain't paying $4.99 to watch these clowns.
I know, but if you become a member, you're gonna be in the raffle to be in our fantasy league. And my God, I would love if Kim was in our fantasy league. She is not afraid to be confrontational and talk ass.
Val Ramos, is Kim a member? Be talking like that, man? My goodness.
Val says he also says it's Farhan.
Yeah.
Mercedes has my back.
49ers says Karros is LA's first baseman. No way. Come on. Kim, call into the show.
Yeah.
Put out the number. Let's hear from Kim.
Call in.
All right.
And Kim, we will not attack you. We will embrace you.
We will treat you as gentlemen.
We will win you over. We will win you over. The Krueg Show. Kim, call into the show. Please call into the show.
We want to hear. There's the
Bill
number.
Rod Dunham says Bill Madlock at third. Yeah, I think you got to be you're short selling the Mad Dog.
Okay,
Bill Madlock was a hell of a player.
No way. I would move Crawford to put Crawford in at short before I put Madlock over Matt Williams. No way.
Kim's really getting controlling here. She's like, stick to the topic of the Giants game and stop chatting about your all-star selections. Whatever. Did you like my invitation?
That is exactly how I read it in my head. You know what's funny? Or Anonymous said, "Is it weird that I'm strangely attracted to Kim?" Oh God.
MF says, "When is Tim Ryan coming on and talking ball?" Bro. He's coming on soon. I just saw him at practice the other day. I've got his cell phone. I'm waiting for the Niners to heat up. Let's be honest. Do I want to waste somebody like Tim Ryan for, hey, Warner and Ayuk got into a brawl. I can't. You know what I mean?
Bring them on after the preseason games start and you start seeing some guys.
A couple games in, and I'll catch up with Timmy at practice, and we'll hook it up. Sean Proctor donates $1.99. Why is the game signal so poor? Do they know? I'm sure you know what your signal is. I mean, your signal is your signal. I don't know if it's so
poor. You're better off listening on the app.
On the app,
if you're getting got a bad signal, go on to the what's the name of that group? I got it in here.
My 5588. Kim is Team Copes. Oh, let's not get that going. Let's not get me.
I love Copes.
Let's not get them. Let's not get anything going there. Lou Marson says Darrell Evans and Ken Reitz. Ken Reitz, Danny, was a good third baseman. Giants moved him to the Cardinals.
He's not better than Matt Williams, please.
No, but he's a good third baseman. And don't forget about Duty. Howdy Doody.
Yeah, Darrell Evans was good.
Darrell Evans hit. When I was a kid, Darrell Evans hit like
I love Ken Reitz, so he was one of the first guys.
They should have moved him to the Cardinals. But Darrell Evans used to hit. I swear to you, one upper deck right field foul ball per game.
Darrell Evans.
Whoa! Foul.
He could.
Wow!
Imagine how many he would have hit into the water.
I mean, he went to Detroit, had that big season in Tiger Stadium.
Yeah. I remember him in the 82 season when they were
Benji says, Kim, it ain't that serious.
Wait, we should give her a little
It
bit of
ain't
what
that serious.
We should give her a little bit of what she wants. Let's give a as if we were like the actual Giants post game show.
Right,
well,
who's your player of the game?
What? That was just a tough
Who's your player of the game? I'm going with Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Good pick, Larry. Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, my player of the game was obvious. Yeah, there's only one to go with tonight. That's Joey Bart.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about Bart a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about Joey Bart. 3 for 4, hitting 205, got 8 homers.
I just can't believe I'm sitting here with these clowns. No, I'm sorry. I'm just joking, Kim.
Hey, this clown right here, this one, no hair clown. See, I look like a clown. Look at that.
Look at that guy.
See that? I can put a red nose on too if you would like me to, Kim.
I can shine coming off that dome. Look at that.
Should I go put a little red nose on there?
Danny, you completes me. Okay.
So
let's talk about the seventh. Let's talk about
Joey
the seventh.
Bart. You want an analogy?
Hold on a second.
I want to give Kim some analogy. What I said about Joey Bart.
It's called analysis. Analysis. You're not giving her an analogy. You're giving her analysis.
I said analysis, didn't I?
No, you said analogy.
Oh, I meant analysis.
All right, here, let's talk about the seventh. J.D. Davis singles to left. All right, so the Giants have the leadoff hitter aboard. Luis Gonzalez reaches on the infield single to second. So you got first and second, nobody out. Giants are in business, down 3-0, but it's looking good. Then Bart fires a single to left, and you got bags juiced. And, Urias is still on the mound, I believe, at that point, right? Machado strikes out looking. Let's be honest about things. Machado's not a hitter. He's not a hitter. He's not even a major league hitter. He's a guy having a good offensive year who's got a great glove.
Kind of looks like he'd be okay in wiffle ball, though.
And then Yaz hit that fly ball into short right field, and Gonzalez lost his focus. Mental error. You cannot get doubled off second base, down 3 runs in a gotta have a game. And let's be honest,
there was 2 outs there, or did he think it was going to drop?
That's a good question. Gray Fox 198 donates $20. Hi, Larry. Is Farhan on the hot seat? Since he's been here, he's not done anything spectacular. I would fire him in Kapler as soon as the season ends. Thanks for all the content you produce. Gray Fox 198, never heard of you before, but thank you for joining in the chat, and thanks for the $20. I don't believe, and I'll throw it to these guys as well, these clowns. I'm going to throw it to these clowns. But I don't think Farhan's on the hot seat. I just don't. I think the 107, the way he's handled the budget, he keeps things cheap. He hasn't made any big expenditures. He's operated on the margins. Is he on the hot seat? He might be on the hot seat on this show. He might be on the hot seat through, there's a faction of Giants fans who are like, dude, I gotta see more than Padlow and Stewie Fairchild and this parade of donkeys. I need a few more major leaguers. But I think if you said, is he on the hot seat? That means he's on the hot seat with the ownership group. And I don't see that. I don't think him or Gabe is on the hot seat in particular. Now, what if the club free falls from here? See, that's the question. How's this season going to finish out? Are they going to finish strong? Are they going to make a little run post-trade deadline and, run down the Cardinals, or at least give them a good run for their money in the last couple months of the year? Are they going to sink like a freaking stone and just totally, bow out and disappear? And if that was the case, maybe Gabe would get it, just simply because I don't think Farhan gets it either, but I don't think either gets it. I think they're both back.
Reminds me of kind of like the baseball commissioner, Bud Selig. He was put there by the owners to do a specific thing, and I believe Farhan was placed in there to do a specific thing. Bobby Evans made some aggressive moves. He got canned.
He was there a while as well. He was there a while. But what happened was they just kept digging themselves a deeper deal. They kept falling further and further behind, trying to run it back after 2014. And it just, they wound up taking on bad contracts, making bad deals. Brian Reynolds for Andrew McCutcheon, I think, was the last one. I think it cost Evans his gig. Brian Lucena donates $2. He says, I, on the other hand, like the All-Star discussion. There you go. Ronald BBX is a team member. He says, get a grip, Kim.
Hey, yeah, Brian paid $2 to make his comment that he likes it. Kim didn't pay anything. I think if Kim really
DJ
wants
Venus,
to get to the table.
Kim, relax. Have a hot dog.
No, have a sausage.
Wait a second. Maybe this is for Kim, because Kim hasn't been around very often. Maybe she doesn't understand this.
We grew up with a Sunday dinner.
That's what we're all about. We all grew up with the Sunday dinner.
Yep.
I'm going to see Pasquale tomorrow. Sports House. Larry is sexy. I do keep my wife away from the screen since I'm threatened by Hunky Larry. Thank you, Sports House. Doing the best I can, man. I seriously, I shower every day, whether I need it or not. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
and occasionally I'll use soap. I'll use soap.
Go. Yeah, just
I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I'll put it this way: I think Farhan's probably safe, at least through his contract. On the other hand, what happens if the Giants lose tomorrow and then go into Oakland and lose both games to Oakland? Is Gabe's job on the line at that point? I mean, that's like
kick Gabe out of the dugout and make him manage from the treehouse.
Is he coaching for
that job? By the way, has anybody been in the treehouse?
No.
Danny? Treehouse?
Oh, you talking about in left center field out there?
Do they still have it? I know Townie's probably like
I've never been.
He's got backstage passes to the treehouse.
Have you been down the slide?
At Oracle?
Yeah.
I mean, ever?
Yeah.
My kids went down it, but I've never gone down it. Have you gone down the slide?
No, but I think.
Bull ass.
Hey,
no, I haven't. I think I should go down the slide out there
next time you're in the bleachers drinking. Instead of getting people to chant my name, get your old lady to film you going down that slide. That would be fucking Larry. Awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. Start chanting Larry Krueger as you're going down the slide, scaring all these kids. Parents are running for their kids. Come here, Louie. Oh my God, that man who's crazy. That man.
Yeah, bust out like some carnauba wax.
All of a sudden, I'm being walked off with cuffs behind my.
Yeah, exactly.
Get off me.
Farhan sees you. He says, "Arrest his ass. Throw him away."
I've seen that guy before.
Seriously. He might have been there on January 6th. All right. Sports House. Kim is using subversive tactics to mess with the ideology of the show. LOL. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, MF's got our back, Ryan.
Yeah, MF says, don't call Dan and Ryan clowns.
How dare you, Kim?
They are not clowns. There's nothing funny about any of this. Let's get very serious in our analysis.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Here's my analysis.
It's funny. You brought up the All-Star team. Yeah. I was thinking, how many guys, and I looked this up today, so we'll see if you guys can guess. How many guys can you name that were both Giants and Dodgers?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so they were Giants and Dodgers. And I looked it up in history. Do you guys want to guess how many guys in the history of baseball were Giants and
35.
Dodgers?
Yes,
you're guessing 35?
Yeah.
Jim Molay. This is shit, Dan.
It's probably a lot more.
Right? How many guys in the history of baseball played for the Giants and the Dodgers?
Okay, I'm going 42.
30 and 42, is that you said? 30?
35.
30 and 42. 35 and 42.
Kim.
35.
Oh, I'm sorry about the mic.
It's 301. Hey, look at Kim. She's a member. Look at that.
For that, she's a member. I can give the Giants analysis.
Kim, wait. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Kim, now that you're a member, I agree with you. These guys are fucking clowns. I can't get rid of these guys. Kim, here's the question of the night, and this might be the question of the night for the entire chat. This is profound. I've been working on this all day.
Hey,
if you had to get rid of Dan or Ryan, which one would you get rid of? Seriously, who would you say is weighing this show down more? Because I'm a star, right? I'm a star. I need to sit next to people that make me shine. None of you guys are guru. You're not guru. Danny, you're not JD. All right? You guys suck. God damn it. And I'm gonna dock your pay. Sick of sitting here with these inept, pathetic minor league motherfuckers. No, I'm just joking.
Oh no!
I want to know because Kim is kind of a
who if we had to vote Danny or Rye off of Krueger Island, who's got to go?
I mean,
who's got to go?
Right
who adds more to the show? I mean, this should be really good.
I'm imagining that
we're cannibalizing. We're cannibalizing.
I'm imagining. I want to know if we put Kim back up there because I'd like Kim to respond.
She's a member now. She's part of the family.
This is what I want to find out, though. Kim is a unisex name. I know guys named
Hey, that's
Kim.
My sister's name. You better not rip the name
I
Kim.
also know some guys named Kim. I just want to make sure.
Wendell Kim, the late Wendell Kim, I believe.
That's the first thing. Yeah. No, I didn't know
last
some
name.
Guys named Kim. But I'm assuming
Kim Batiste, a former Giant.
Exactly. I'm assuming Kim is a female, but to be fair,
Eddie Flores says Ryan only because Dan's up there in age. Ryan still has long life and long life to live. That is awesome.
Dude's got COVID, man. He's like on his look at him.
Look at Danny turning on Ryan. He's got COVID. Are you kidding me?
I need this job.
I'm healthy.
Come on, man! I'm not a slacker. I'm trying, Larry.
Eddie's thinking of the long-term health of the channel. He sees Dan kind of, Dan's kind of like who's a great veteran, who's there, but he's just on his last legs.
I'm baby stepping, Larry. Come on, Larry. I'm trying. I'm not no slacker.
Who's an old Giant that stuck around way too long?
Johnny Lamaster.
Evan Longoria.
Yeah. You're saying Danny's Evan Longoria. Oh, that ain't right.
Oh,
Val Ramos is just dropping the LOL just because he's just weighing in.
It is pretty accurate though.
Vicky Boone says, what about Robbie and the Panda?
Hey,
I'm like David.
I want to do an analysis on the game for Kim. And because she wants a serious conversation, we're going to play Name That Tune. I can give this analysis of this game tonight in 7 words.
I can name it in 6. I always love this show, by the way.
Go ahead.
And then you get some really dorky guy who's like, Judy, name that tune. Mm-hmm.
Larry?
Oh, you think you can? I can name it in 2 notes.
Really? Yep. I can name this
Susie,
analysis.
Name that tune.
Yep. I can name it in. You can do it. So you said 6. I can name it in 2.
In 2 notes. 2 words.
Oh wait, this
Lou Marshall says Dan is such a homer.
Wait, this one's great. If Larry, Dan, and Ryan were a boy band, what would they be called?
We'd be called Out of Sync.
So
we'd be called A Star and 2 Jackasses.
I want to give Kim the proper analysis of the Giants.
Yes.
So I've got it down to 2.
TA wants to play program director. He calls me Krueg. I think he meant Krueg. Krueg and Guru permanently boot Willard, put Steiny back with dibs. Now we're making moves on the channel. Let's not boot Willard. My God.
You just booted Dibs off his job. The guy's got a family.
No, he booted Willard.
No, he put Willard.
Danny, can you not read?
Oh, okay. I got
booting
it. Yeah.
Willard. Do not boot Willard.
No, you can't. Mark's got a
Nobody's getting booted.
family. Nobody's getting booted.
Anybody deserves to be booted. It's that Krueger guy.
Wait, guys, you know what I was thinking is we should do that same NFL thing we did with where we drafted the teams, but for college football. Because I have like no college football rooting interests, and I would like to have a few.
Okay.
I don't know. Are you guys ready to go against me in college football? I mean, you know that's my deal, right? I mean,
I'm ready to go against you.
I bought my Athlons today. I'm all up in it. You know what I mean? I mean, literally by Tuesday, I'm going to be like freaking Kirk Herbstreit over here. I don't know. I don't think you guys want any of me on the college scene. Val Ramos says you guys should super chat and shotgun beers. Danny, when was the last time you shotgunned a beer? Have you ever shotgunned a beer?
No, I'm not a drinker really.
I bet you anything, Val, that Rye would beat us in shotgunning beers.
Yeah,
Why? Because he was in college most recently. Now I was in a fraternity, and I got to say that I have I majored in communications, but I minored in shotgunning beers. All right, so I just want you to know that don't let the 52-year-old age fool you. I can shotgun a beer, damn it. Jim Molay donates $110. I was going to say $1,000. No, it's actually there's a decimal there. Jimmy donates $10. Kim is a guy. The chat just went flaccid. Hey, Kim is a girl. No, there's donations.
We haven't heard,
comments.
but Kim is a member, and I'm to get back to my two notes on the analysis of the game for the Giants.
And Kim, I'm sorry, I'm dealing with this hack, but go ahead, David.
Giants suck. That's it. There you go. That's all you need to know.
That's good analysis.
That's all you need to know.
Here, I'll give you some good analysis.
Larry, who do you like to win the Pac-12 this year?
USC. Oh no, they're gone. UCLA. Oh no, they're gone.
No, they're in there this year, aren't they?
I think
they're
in
there this year.
Maybe
they haven't. This is last year.
Next year.
As I said, check with me on Tuesday. By Tuesday, I'll be Kirk Herbstreit. Today, I'm just like Dan Coccimilgio. I'm just lost. MF says, loved hearing Ned on KMBR. What are you trying to twist the knife on us now, Ned? Or MF? Hope he changes his mind and works in baseball again. Ned has announced officially his retirement from baseball. I wonder, though, if somebody came with the right GM job. I'll ask him. If I get him on Friday night, I'll ask him. I'll ask him what, where is he on that? Because
he'd have to give up his job.
But I think if he got the right GM job, I think he'd unretire and do it.
Yeah. Somebody said a super chat and then it wasn't put up. I'm looking for it.
What is the super chat? What do you see?
Kim's weighing in. She says the super chat are the donations, Danny. Kim says right now our history is not relevant. We need to be talking about what is necessary to catch up with St. Louis and Philadelphia, or else all of this discussion is moot. I think you meant moot, which is MOOT, but you went with mute, which is what we do for Dan. Like, Dan, start talking.
Well, Larry,
see how I muted him? So the decision is mute. Is that decision is moot? Is MOOT? Yes, that's right. I went to St. Ignatius. Go Cats, get them Cats. Go get them Cats, and stop calling us cherries. Damn it. Lotus 98. Kim is becoming a Krueg show legend. Oh, that is awesome. Tommy Huxley, $2. Dan, I see you backstage, Baldy. Hey, where's our Come on. Where's our cha-ching? Where's our cha-ching?
Oh,
I want to play when people donate. I want to make sure I'm playing the
hypnotize Kim into wanting to Pavlov.
Here it is. Oh wait, no, I got
the Old Spice.
That's the Old Spice. We have an Old Spice.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kim.
There we go.
There we go.
Cha-ching, Tommy Huxley.
Where was that?
Tommy Huxley.
Comment by Kim about the relevant the mute point. Where was that?
Your point is mute.
Put that back up again. Put that mute point.
All right, hold on.
I want to address that.
You're very demanding. He says right now. She says, or he says, right now our history is not relevant. We need to be talking about what is necessary to catch up with St. Louis and Philadelphia, or else all this discussion is mute. All right, let me just say this.
Go ahead. You want to address that?
Well, let me just say it. The Giants play. It's the unbalanced schedule, right? So that means the Giant usually down the stretch. I have to check the schedule, but usually down the stretch, you're playing a lot of division games. The Giants have 3 teams in the division that are kicking their ass. The Dodgers, the Padres, and the Diamondbacks have, as Krueg would call it, ownage on the Giants. I gotta think right now, if I had to sit in a casino and wager on this, give me St. Louis. Though I did read that Philly has, Danny, was it 10 games or 12 games
11
left?
with the
11.
Nats.
11 left with the Nationals. So, but factor that in. Philly's got 11 with the Nats. Cardinals probably play the easiest schedule. Giants of those 3 teams would have to be 5 games clear. Aren't they 5 games back right now on the wild card?
Five and a half behind
5.5. 6 games
5.
clear. They're probably 6 in the loss column right now. They'd have to outrun 2 teams that are both more talented and with easier schedules. So I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm rooting for them to do it. But as far as what needs to be done, I'll tell you what needs to be done. They need to get Jock Peterson back. They need to get a couple other guys back. Who's out right now? Crawford.
He'll be back Saturday. Maybe
Crawford's
tomorrow.
out.
Tyro.
Tyro Estrada, Jock Peterson, and there's another guy who's out. I forget who the other guy is. They need to get all their guys back. They need their non-Wood Webb starters to really, really fire. To me, the Giants do have one sneaky chance, and this is real analysis.
Okay.
Farhan has talked about promoting their bullpen right now is a circus, right? Alvarez is out for the year, right? They've got a bunch of guys that Harleen Garcia last year was totally dominant. This year, he can't get anybody out. McGee 2 years ago and last year was really solid. This year he's gone. He's off the team. So their bullpen's not the same bullpen. And they're using guys like Leone, Pierzynski, and Tyler Rogers way too much. But they have Cole Waits and they have RJ Dabovich, and both those guys throw mid-90s with good stuff, really good stuff. And they also have Gregory Santos, who throws 100. They've got some young arms. If they promote their young arms in the pen and somehow they could get into a little thing, where they get a little momentum going in the bullpen with some of those young arms, that could be the impetus that they need to run down to St. Louis or Philadelphia. But if you say to me, is it going to happen? Hell to the no. It ain't going to happen. And why is it not going to happen? Because they can't hit a lick. They cannot hit.
I don't think they believe anymore. They're not.
And that's another great point. I don't think I agree with Rye there. He's a donkey. He's on this show, but I agree with him. They can't. They don't believe it anymore. They don't believe they're doing it. Teams will tell you how they feel about themselves the way they fire out of the break. The Giants were, totally dead out of the break. So they kind of, the front office can send messages to the clubhouse. The clubhouse can send messages back. And I think the clubhouse has sent that message to Farhan that we're not up for it. We're not up for it this year.
And I'll say this, Kim, I don't know if this is your first night listening or not, but we covered quite extensively Tuesday night after the trade deadline why we thought the Giants blew their chance to move forward and compete and overtake St. Louis and Philadelphia. They had their chance by basically trying to improve the roster and adding players that were major league players. And they only added J.D. Davis. Brandon Drury, who I have been calling for the Giants to trade for. Listen to what he did tonight. Grand slam, first inning.
I know. But enough of the trades. It's done.
No,
the thing's done.
I'm telling Kim.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
The Giants
Stop it.
are not going to catch.
Shut up.
They're not going to catch him.
I'm just joking.
So anyway.
That's it. Pull his mic.
So yeah.
I agree with Kim.
I was thinking
I'm tired of being subjected to these subpar talents.
Moot Dan. Larry, though, don't you think earlier in the year it felt like their at-bats were more similar to last year, where it felt like they were kind of competing every at-bat? It was a competition. They were competing. They were taking pitches. And it was just like, we essentially ground you down until, the floodgates open. And it just seems like ever since that Atlanta series, things just started falling. It's like a ball of yarn, and it just started falling apart. And there's no way we can get on a winning streak if we don't have consistent defense.
They have to be too perfect because there's not enough offense. LA made some bad plays tonight as well, but LA's got offense.
Yeah,
you have to be able to win. It's about two things: easy runs and easy wins. And the Giants don't get enough of either. They don't get enough easy runs. They don't get enough easy wins. They don't have enough power on their roster. They don't have enough speed. They give away runs defensively. Their pitching's kind of come back to earth. Not enough easy runs, not enough easy wins. It's really that simple. Steve Roach says, here's $6. Where's our cha-ching? Where's our cha-ching? There we go. He says, Rizon Pest Solutions, Modesto, California. Any chance we get a new hitting instructor? I think Steve is giving a shout out to his own company.
Yeah.
Rizon Pest Solutions. Where'd it go?
Steve Roach, man.
Steve Roach. Hey, you know what? When I've got gnats all over the damn place, Danny, who do I call? I call Rizon Pest Solutions. Yeah, I'm in Walnut Creek. They're way out Modesto. I don't give a crap. When the pests come around, and I see one right here in the upper box with a 49er hat on, if I had a spray for this guy right here, just an anti-Coccimilgio spray, I mean, seriously, I would spray it. I would just see if I could just shake the channel free of this pest, this absolute pest. But who do I call? I don't call anybody. I call Rizon Pest Solutions in Modesto, California. And I ask for Steve Roach. I say, you know what? Don't send me just anybody. Send me the Roach. I wonder if that's his real name or if the Roach and the Pest Solutions.
God, I didn't even think about that.
Think about that. Excuse me, I'm calling from Rizon Pest Solutions. What's your name? Steve Roach. Oh, Steve, how you doing? Let me talk to my buddy Bobby Fly over here. Oh, look at that. I just sprayed Danny away. And like that, he's gone. And now I'm stealing from D. Bruce.
It's Roach, isn't it? Not Roach.
No, Roach. I think Roach sounds better.
H in there.
Well, I mean, couldn't it be a hard C? Roach? Steve Roach? Roach?
Yeah, I like what Vicky had to say. She agrees with the
Oh, wait, we got to talk about this also because I put it in the thumbnail.
Salt in the wound. Sports Center's top play tonight. Dubon tracking a fly ball in center, lays out for a diving catch. What is this fascination with Mauricio? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. He was the most frustrating player to watch, like maybe of all time. Well, base running is just. I mean, Luis Gonzalez could give him a little run for his money tonight, but that was a very Dubon-esque play by Luis Gonzalez.
Gonzalez has had like another play where he got doubled off, and then he got picked off first base. He's had more gaffes than actually Dubon on the base.
Val Ramos says, Larry, can you have Farhan call into your show with Guru? You know what? I'll chase it down with the Chisholm, who's Matt Chisholm, who runs the Giants PR. No promises, though. No promises. I'll try, though. I'll make the offer. I'll make the invite. I'll say this. I get along really good with Farhan, but if I was Farhan, I might steer clear of yours truly right now because I got to ask some tough questions at this point. And he, from what I've heard, has not been asked a tough question in months. I mean, it's, come on. We got the fantasy questions. Nothing against Willard. Come on, I love Willard. Willard's my buddy.
You guys want to talk fantasy football?
What's that?
You want to talk fantasy football? Is that people are talking football?
Well, let me read a tweet tonight from Willard. I just saw it. Listening to Gabe Kapler talk about how Luis Gonzalez needs to run the game scenario through his head before each pitch, like the same thing we tell the little leaguers. Yeah. I just can't. Like what? Question mark. He's basically like, what? Gabe is spending time telling us that that's what he's telling Gonzalez. Do you really have to tell a major league player that? You got to think through each pitch, what you're going to do?
I mean, that's bizarre. Is that a quote? No.
No, that's not. He doesn't have it in quotes, but I didn't hear Kapler obviously in the post game, but
Right.
the fact that Willard, from what I'm reading through this, is that like you're kidding me that Gabe's actually having that conversation with him. That's what it sounds
Seems
like.
unlikely. Seems unlikely. MF says riding with Radnich. I miss Gary. Rod Dunham says, Larry, another crappy loss means we need more sausage from Pasquale. I'm going to be there tomorrow, baby. I'm going to be there tomorrow.
We grew up with the Sunday dinner.
Oh my goodness, the Sunday dinner.
If I went to, I could sound a little bit like Pasquale, my voice.
You're not coming. You're not coming, Mr. Sickly. You're not coming.
Did Willard say this? Did he say this recently, or did he say this a couple years ago? What I don't understand the
Shante
context.
Ortega, Willard said, wait 4 years for the Giants to be good again.
At what point?
He's basically. We had this discussion about how long do you give Farhan? Right, it's year 4.
Oh, I heard that. 8 years,
and
12,
it's just
yeah.
Well, that's my question to him is like, how long do you want to give Farhan? I love Farhan, and I think Farhan's a really good general manager talent for sure. I'm not one of those people that has been, hugely critical of Farhan generally. But this year, once again, you can't be talking Lambos and Ferraris and get nothing. And then I'm kind of questioning the other comment he made. Literally, he's on the radio within the last 10 days. He knows Juan Soto's out there. He knows the Giants fans are clamoring like crazy for Juan Soto. There's even talk about Shohei Ohtani. And he goes on and says, hey, you know what? We have the wherewithal to add a superstar player at any part of our club, and then adds this kid Davis and 5 minor leaguers, and it's like, what? There's a saying, and I think Farhan needs to get familiar with it. It's a sales saying: under promise but over deliver. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk Lambo and go get yourself a Ford Festiva. Talk Ford Festiva and go get yourself a Lambo and you're a hero. You talk Lambo and get a Festiva, you're a jackass. You know what I'm saying? You're talking, we can get anybody and we can do this, and talking, all hat, no cattle.
False hope. Gives the fans false hope.
Yeah, exactly. And don't think, and that gets them all fired up too. Oh, they're talking Soto. They're talking Star. They're talking Ohtani. And then you come back with J.D. Davis and 5 guys named Strapowski. It's like, come on.
What's the other one's name?
In some ways, he's bringing on some of this himself.
Slack or whack. I don't know.
Schwack. I've ordered my Schwack jersey. Sporthouse. There's the Krueg Show Discord. Might help with your tailgate. Met some cool folks on there.
Yeah.
Should we blow up on the Discord?
We should get the Discord really firing. I haven't been in there enough.
Seriously.
We got to have
I told my 13-year-old I was on Discord. He's like, Dad, you're on Discord? Yeah, I am. Mercedes, BMW, Porsche. Larry passed on the Lamborghini, went with the beautiful Pacifica instead. YOLO, no regrets. Did I ever tell you guys I used to drive the Chrysler Pacifica as part of a commercial?
No.
Yes, I have videos. I'll release them in our next live stream. Videos of my Pacifica, me playing with there was talk about one thing they had that was fucking cool about the Pacifica. You could literally open the back door.
Is that a van?
It's a van. Yeah, it's a family van. What do you got against it? Well, look at Dan. Is that a van?
I think I remember it's kind of along the lines of the Dodge Caravan.
Have you ever heard of kids?
I used to have a van.
You're an insensitive bastard. You're like a guy going through life in a 2-seater Mercedes, flipping birds to everybody.
Yeah, right.
As the sides of your hair blow in the wind. Yes, it was a family car, Dan.
Yeah,
what do you got against family? What do you got against family?
Yeah, I got nothing against family. Yeah, I got nothing against family.
That's right. I like to get down. I've got kids. All right.
I got kids too.
So what do you put them in? What do you have, a motorcycle with a freaking 9 sidecars?
Excursion, dude. I'll run your little Pacifica right off the
Pacifica. Do not come at me with my Pacifica.
I will run your Pacifica with my Ford Excursion.
I'll drive the goddamn Pacifica right over your damn house.
Oh, my Excursion would just flop your little Pacifica just right off off the bridge.
Just thinking about a Lambo, went with the Taurus. All right, here we go. The Pacifica, guys, has one button. You open the back door. You can press one button, and all the seats go down except for the front seats. They're talking about it's a 7-seater. They all automatically fold into the ground. You're not pulling it out and throwing it around. None of that. One button, boop, and the whole thing. Everything it was incredible. It was incredible.
Put your ladder over there so you can like climb up over your neighbor's fence.
You wish you had a Pacifica.
Yeah, Larry, maybe we just invest like in a conversion van and just park it outside of Levi's, you know.
We're like Trapper John MD, and we got like a trailer. That would be so trashy if Ryan and I jumped out of a trailer. We jumped out of a trailer and then went down and went to practice, and we're back in our trailer. We're like the late Rod Beck at spring training. Remember, Rod Beck used to do that. He would bring a trailer and park it outside the facility and live in his trailer during spring training.
Oh my God.
I mean,
what's Chiguayo saying here?
Chiguayo 56 donates $5. Wait a second. Cha-ching. Where's our cha-ching?
We'll get on the cha-ching.
We got to get the cha-ching. You know, where's Len on the cha-ching? That ain't it.
We'll give it a little bit of that and the cha-ching.
There we go. He says, Krueg, damn it. I will not stand for any blasphemous remarks against these 3 shining lights in an otherwise dark and dreary YouTube reaction world.
Oh, that's really nice.
Chiguayo 56 Kim is pushing back on your vicious and absolutely baseless claims that Dan and Ryan have weighed this show down and that they don't belong to be here. Ronald BBX, let's get rid of Kim. Kim is a family member, Ronald. We have to embrace Kim.
Yeah.
MF is asking, what's the Discord?
So
what's Discord? Oh, MF, man, you got to be rolling with the kids. Ryan, can you fill them in on the Discord?
So the Discord it's a little bit my age group is not necessarily the biggest Discords, but a couple years younger than me, pretty into Discord. I just know that it's like, you know, for example, I'm on like a few like Reddit sportsbook things, like when I was really into gambling, and they, you know, you post all your stuff on there, but then they also have a Discord, which is essentially think Reddit, except for it's just everyone's online and you're having chats and the chats are separated by
for people that don't have a job or any responsibilities, they just kind of hang out on Discord.
Well, no, it's like instead of you sending like 7 messages into the group message with Larry and I, it'd be like you'd be interacting with human beings in Discord.
Wait a second.
Sorry, that was
try it again. Oh, we got another donation in the house. Gray Fox 198. Not familiar with Gray Fox 198.
I think we already read this one. Let's read it again.
Oh, really? Okay. No, we haven't read this. He says, "Hi, Larry. Is Farhan on the hot seat?" Wait a second. Hold on a second. I think
I stopped it.
Okay. All right. I'm getting. It was nice.
Similar
the
to
first time.
the other one.
He says, "Hi, Larry. Is Farhan on the hot seat? Since he's been here, he's done nothing. He has not done anything spectacular. I would fire him and Gabe Kapler as soon as the season ends. Thanks for all the content you produce." Maybe I read that.
Sounds familiar.
It sounds very familiar.
Brassy.
Oh, there you go.
How about Clarence Beeks? He said, "I watched the entire Padres broadcast start to finish, and it was glorious. Up yours, Farhan." I saw Jake Cronenworth.
My man Mark Grant and maybe Mike Sweeney or Mark Sweeney, I should say. Mark Sweeney.
You want to know another thing that is
Dan, wait 1 second. Jake Cronenworth said it was the best atmosphere he's ever seen in the history of Petco Park.
Oh, I saw the beginning with Soto coming out. It was just electric. The Padres had over 44,000 in the house tonight against the Colorado Rockies, while the Giants, their biggest rival, the Dodgers, only had 35,000, and probably 25 were Dodger fans.
By the way, Brandon Graham donates $5. He says, "To hell with Lamborghinis. We want Radnich's Bentley." Guys, I'm giving you, your bonus this month for being on the channel, and the channel's blowing up, and it's blowing up to such a level that I bought a Lamborghini and I bought a Bentley. and one of you guys gets the Bentley, one of you gets the Lambo. And we'll give Dan Coccimilgio first crack at it. Yeah. Danny, you want Ratty's Bentley, or do you want the Lambo?
I'll take a new vehicle. I'll take the new Lamborghini.
Oh, someone's too good for a Lamborghini.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! You want the new vehicle? So
yeah, I don't want
Ratty's Bentley's.
I don't want Gary's
used.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
used.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going on in that vehicle?
Stop. Who knows what's going on in there?
I'm sorry to make a brief exit, but I think I gotta go to bed.
All right, get out of here, you COVID nightmare. Kim, watch this. Watch this, Kim. Get the hell out.
And the guy's got COVID. You might not even. You
think you're good. You're not good. Beat it. Don't ever come back.
Don't ever get COVID, man.
Damn you, COVID getter. All right.
Man. On the
Jimmy's
show,
like, beat it, you COVID clown. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. We got this one from Shante Ortega. I think Dan already has a Bentley.
No, I'm a truck.
What are you rolling around the desert in these days? You got a convertible?
I have a 22 Ram 1500 4x4. I'm a truck.
Look at you. Look at you. What are you rolling around on 35s, 42s? What do you got? What size wheels you got? You got that thing jacked
20s.
up?
They're 20s. No, I don't
20s.
know.
Oh, the stock. You're going with the stock wheel.
Yeah, I'm not a jacked up truck guy.
You're not the guy. You're not the guy with the jacked up truck.
I'm not one of those idiots.
How many no fear stickers? How many no fear stickers do you have on there?
No stickers on.
Do you have any stickers on the back window of the guy urinating on somebody else?
No, I have
zero
stickers.
Zero urination.
Yeah, I just drive. I like a truck because I'm up a little higher.
Look at you. You like to look down on people, don't you? You like to look down on people.
That's right. I like to look down on all you peasants out there.
Look at that guy with the souped up truck.
I love everybody in the audience. It's my boss I got to deal with. It's tough.
Your boss?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah. MF says, I've donated a lot in the past. Hopefully I don't disappoint you guys. MF, come on, man. You're a made man. You're a made man. What can we say?
I think his bets have gone sour the last night.
Carlo P. MF, you can never disappoint. Never disappoint. Here we go. Hey, Spida 8 says, I thought Dan drove a Jetta.
I did have a Jetta at one point.
You?
My first daughter in 1986, when she was born, and took her from the hospital in a Volkswagen Jetta. Yeah.
Look at you. Was it the GTI Jetta or is that a different? No, Jetta and GTI are different, right?
But they had the best air conditioning back then. Their air conditioners were so much better than
Justin Kerwin says, how big are your speakers, Dan, in the truck? You got some big speakers in that truck?
I got boom boxes on in the bed. Yeah, I drive around with those big giant boom boxes, and
you could just you could feel Danny getting closer.
And I just jack up the music. You can hear me coming with here he comes down the road.
You know what's a pet peeve? Can I share this pet peeve?
Sure.
I noticed this on the road today. People that have really, really loud speakers in a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. They roll up behind you. And they can't hear it because the wind. So they're just blasting. They're just seriously. This happened to me today. A guy rolls up. He's got Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe or something, and he pulls up next to me at the stop sign, and it's blaring. I mean, it is blaring. And I look over at him. I'm like, hey man, could you turn that up a little bit? I was just screwing around. But I mean, I don't get that. I mean, the motorcycle, open air, I get that. I guess you want some tunes, but wouldn't you want to put like some tunes like in your helmet? That maybe like speakers in your helmet as opposed to a speaker in the open air, and now you got to blast it so the rest of us have to listen to your Carly Rae Jepsen. I mean, my God.
You know what's driving me crazy, Larry? You got to see my phone. I get 50 spam calls a day. And look at my phone. All that red is just calls and calls and calls. And I have to put
there's got to be a way to get rid of that.
I've tried. I've called Verizon. I'm paying $2.99 a month for them to block calls.
Stop downloading so much porn, maybe.
None of that. I don't do any of that crap.
I'm just joking. Look at Danny addressing it on its merit. No, I seriously, that's not my thing. That's not my move.
Here's what
what is it? What you know what I get? I get these people
for Medicare. And
there you go.
60, and I get all these calls for Medicare, and I get calls for insurance. Well, I sell insurance, so So anyway, what I tend to do after
do you screw with them, or do you?
Oh yeah.
When
I'm really in a mood to get, because I'm tired of all the calls, I'll answer and I'll take them for a long 20-minute ride.
You're sadistic.
They're wasting my time. I am going to mess with these guys, and so
somebody says Larry drives a Tesla.
I got one today, and the guy calls and he says for life insurance or something, and I'm talking like, yeah, I'm. He goes, "How old are you?" I'm 60.
No, do not.
He keeps going.
Do not. I do not want to get canceled over your insensitivity.
I have a slight
deviated septum. No. I'm muting Danny just so we can keep the channel. Nick J says Dan jacks up the Barry Manilow. Do you listen to Barry Manilow? Do you like Barry Manilow?
I used to as a kid. I'll be honest.
Mandy, that song Mandy.
Yeah, Mandy. Yeah, it was a good song.
That was a good little riff. Jimmy Mole says that's hilarious. MF says, was Ned's trademark of Mark Sweeney for Travis Denker the only trade between Sabian and Ned? Very interesting. I think it was. Mark Sweeney for Travis Denker. Sweeney to the Dodgers, Denker to the Giants. Isn't that the way that went?
Yeah, that's one that I don't recall.
Didn't really work out too well. Yeah. You remember the Giant trade that did work out well. Giants traded the Dodgers, Alex Trevino for
oh gosh, who was that?
Candy Maldonado.
Oh, that's right, Maldonado.
Candy Maldonado. Yeah. And that's when the Dodgers system was spitting out all kinds of guys, and Candy became Maldonado a very good Giant.
Was supposed to be a star in there, but here they are. Getting back to the Giants-Dodgers, they've made 25 appearances in the last 60 years, and the Giants made 13. So now
in the playoffs?
So it's going to be 26-13 after this year. But if you look at that, it's really not that far apart because the Dodgers this will be 10 straight years. So prior to the 2013, Giants and Dodgers were fairly equal as far as appearances. The Dodgers actually had some down years, they did in the 80s a little bit. Anonymous says, Danny, do you put your number on the internet? I try not to, but it's my cell phone that's actually advertised here on the Krueg show. The one I've actually been thinking of just changing my number, but it's so frustrating because it just I've do not. Somebody said something about
look at this.
I registered
Brandon
with the
Graham.
Do not call list.
Danny holding a Kapler style press conference to address his porno usage rumors. That would be great. Look, I'm not into that. That's not what I'm about. Yes, I got a question from the Chronicle. Yes, go ahead. Excuse me, on the 19th, were you seen looking at penthouse.com? Okay. Jim Molay says, Dan, have you registered your number on the do not call list?
I maybe I need to do that. I tell all these people, put me on the but they don't. They just
see. Jimmy's pretty smart. I mean, maybe you might want to register on the do not call list.
Tell me, how do I do
that? Otherwise, just throw that. So your phone's ringing all day and it's never anybody.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, that's terrible. I put it on do not disturb, and if somebody's trying to get a hold of me, leave a message. I'll call them right back. But
Benji says, I love this show. Well, thank you, Benji. Oh, Graves. Look at that. Graves, Danny. See ya. He's muted. The only thing is, Graves, is that when we mute Dan and there's no Rye, I'm like, I'm here talking. I could ask questions like, hey, Dan, who do you like more, Giants or Niners? And see how it limits the chat? See, like Danny, what'd you think of Gonzalez getting picked off second? Do you see what I'm saying? It has kind of a negative effect when we mute Dan in the middle when there's no Rye. Now, when Rye's here, or we got lots of people in the room, I mean, sometimes I'm like, where the hell's Graves? Could he just mute Danny? My God, the show would be incredibly better if Dan would just shut the fuck up. But then, you know what? With only Dan, I have to unmute him. I got to unmute him. There we go. Mark Graves, just unmute him. All right.
Yeah. You can't abuse your powers, Mark, because if you do, we might have to take him away.
It kills the show. MF says, heard Brian Sabian come on KMBR last year when Dick Tidrow passed away. And Bobby Evans on with Larry recently. Would Sabian go on 95.7 the game and discuss the state of the Giants? You know what? I'm not sure what Sabe's role is right now with the Giants, but I'll effort to get him on. You know, I've talked to Brian many times, and I did that interview with him last year when Dick Tidrow passed away. And you know, I love Brian. He's a good man. So, and obviously he's an incredible executive. Personally, I would love to see Sabian in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, he belongs.
He belongs.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. And also, wasn't he the guy who drafted Jeter and Mariano and Posada and Pettit and stuff?
Look what he did for the Giants in 97. I mean, look at that.
He drafted a lot of the core guys that became the Yankees dynasty. And then he comes to San Francisco and 10, 12, and 14. So, yeah.
Who was responsible, actually, at that point in bringing Sabes here? Was that Larry Bear or
Bob Quinn? Bob Quinn brought Brian here to San Francisco and then moved aside for him. I think Brian came to the Giants in some capacity in 94, but I think his first official year as the general manager might have been 97. You know, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, and there were times where Brian probably didn't like some of the things I was saying on the post game, but I'll tell you, the guy always treated me with pretty good respect. Jaguayo 56 donates $5. Where is our cha-ching? There we go. He says, Krueg, our beloved Giants need for true Giants fans to support the team right now. There are some fans that have never felt a World Series win. Well, if you're a fan that's never felt a World Series win, that means you're
8, 9, 10 years old.
Well, let's see. Not even. There. It's only little kids. You know what? I'll say this, Jaguayo. I have a hard time feeling bad for anybody who hasn't seen the Giants win a World Series since I was born in 1970, and the Giants were in the playoffs in 71. They did not go back to the playoffs until 1987. 15. I was a junior in high school in 1987. I waited from my first year on the planet to when I was a junior in high school to see my team in the playoffs. So, and it was magical. It was incredible watching the Giants win it in 87. It was like wow. In some ways, 87 was kind of like, for people my age, almost like 2010, because you had waited and waited and waited and waited, and wow, they're going to the playoffs. You know,
I'll never forget really 1989, the ground ball to Robbie Thompson and Hank Greenwald. I think he said something like 27 years of waiting or frustration.
No, he said 20. And I quoted this one today on the show. I'm like, 27 years of waiting have come to an end. Yeah. The Giants have won the pennant. And the way he said it with such timbre in his voice.
Hey, I got choked up. I got emotional on that.
I get goosebumps hearing that to this minute. If you played that for me, every time I've heard that call, like my entire life, I get goosebumps.
I do too. I got them. When I first heard it and watched it in 1989, I was 20. I was born in 61, so I guess I was 28. I actually got pretty choked up because that was the first World Series in my lifetime. I mean, they were there in 61, but I was just born. So, or was it 62?
62. No, 62. Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about it, you know. But this one, 89, that was remarkable. And then, you know, the the earthquake was just a bummer because I'd looked forward all these years, and it just took everything away from the.
Well, you know,
I mean,
the earthquake obviously was huge. I
there
don't
was
know.
10
You know,
days off when they came back. It was kind
they
of
weren't
like,
gonna. The Giants weren't gonna beat that A's team.
No,
But the fact of the matter is, the Giants would not have been swept if that earthquake didn't happen. And we say, Krug, how could you say that? Well, the A's had Mike Moore and Dave Stewart fronting a rotation that I believe had 4 20-game winners. Right. You had Bobby Welch, you had Storm Davis. They were stacked. But Moore and Stu were on a different level. And the A's were allowed to reset the rotation. So I think it was, Moore and Stu and Moore, and that was it. It was like and the A's also were a dynasty, and they were hungry. They had gotten beat the year before by the Dodgers, and they showed up hungry. And then the very next year, the Reds and Jose Rios swept them. Yeah. Swept them in 4 straight. That was a magical year, by the way.
That was the year Reggie Sanders
1990
Reds, right? Reggie Sanders was on that Reds team, I believe.
That's a good question. It was Glenn Braggs, and you had Chris Sabo and Billy Hatcher.
Yeah,
you had Eric the Red. You had Dave Eric Parker, Davis. Maybe? Was Parker
maybe it was
on
Eric Davis, I'm thinking. I'm not Reggie Sanders.
Yeah, I don't think it was Reggie Sanders. I think Reggie Sanders is 95.
Eric Davis, yeah. Eric Davis was
he was awesome.
I thought he was going to be, the next Mays. I mean, he had everything.
Oh, he was incredible. He was absolutely incredible. Eric Davis was, for a short amount of time, the best player in the game.
Yeah.
Rebel 444 said the Reds had the nasty boys. Yeah. Norm Charlton, Rob Dibble, Randy Myers, Lou Piniella managing. They had Bip Roberts. They had Dave Martinez. That was a hell of a team. They went wire to wire in the National League. Wire to wire. The entire season, they got off to a hot start. They never looked back. The playoffs came around, and they took down the A's. And
I used to be able to name every Super Bowl. People were like, I could, from Super Bowl 1 from memory, I could tell you the teams and the winner. I don't know if I can do it anymore, but people used to ask me like, what.
All right, let's see if I can match you. Okay, Super Bowl 1 was Green Bay beating Kansas City.
Yeah, 35-14
maybe.
Yeah, okay, something like
that. Super Bowl 2 was Green Bay beating the Raiders.
Right.
Super Bowl 3, and I don't know, 30. I don't know. I don't remember the score. Super Bowl 3 was the Jets beating the Colts.
Right.
Super Bowl 4 was the Chiefs beating the Vikings.
Right. 23. Yeah.
Super Bowl 5 was Cowboys losing to the Colts.
Yes, on a kick.
On the O'Brien field goal.
Yeah. Yep. 16-13, something like that.
16-13 at Tulane Stadium, I believe.
Yeah.
That's Super Bowl. Super Bowl 6 was Steelers again. No. Super Bowl 6 was Dolphins 24-7 over Dallas.
No, Dallas beat Dallas beat the Dolphins.
Dallas beat the Dolphins. Super Bowl 6. Super Bowl 7 was Washington. Was it Washington and Miami?
Yeah.
And Super Bowl 8 was the Steelers beating the Vikings. That was the steel curtain sacking the hell out of Fran Tarkenton, wasn't it?
Yeah, 16-6 or something like that.
Yep, 16-6. Super Bowl, that's Super Bowl 8. Super Bowl 9? Super Bowl 9, I can't remember.
It's going to be Pittsburgh again because they went back-to-back.
No, 10. Wasn't it 10 that they won? They beat the Cowboys on the Lynn Swann amazing catch.
Oh, gosh.
Super Bowl 11. I checked in.
I got to go by year.
Super Bowl first Super Bowl I saw was Super Bowl 11, and that was the Raiders and Madden beating the Vikings.
Willie Brown
got smoked by Tatum or Atkinson.
That was I remember Bill King.
Old man Willie
down
the sideline. That's Super Bowl 11. Dallas beat Denver in Super Bowl 12. Harvey Martin.
Yeah.
And was it Too Tall Jones or Harvey Martin and Randy White co-MVPs?
That was 76, right?
Super Bowl 12.
Yes,
Super
I
Bowl
remember
13,
more by the year 76. So
Super Bowl
77.
13 was one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. That was 35-31 Steelers over Cowboys.
Right.
Super Bowl 14 was Steelers over Rams.
Yes.
And the Rams were close with Ferragamo. I think the Rams might have led, or they were close going into the
that was
fourth
a
quarter,
great
but then
catch
Bradshaw
by
pulled away.
John Stallworth.
The great John Stallworth.
Yeah.
That's Super Bowl 14. Super Bowl 15 was in the Big Easy. That was the Raiders and Kenny King and Tom Flores beating Jaworski and the Eagles and Dick Vermeil.
Right.
Super Bowl 16 was Niners over Bengals.
Yep.
Super Bowl 17 was Washington over Miami.
Right, in Pasadena. Yeah.
Super Bowl 18 was.
83.
This is where it starts to blend. I'm not.
Let's see. This was.
I think it was Washington again, wasn't it?
Yeah, Raiders.
Yeah, that was the upset. That was
the
the
LA
upset.
Raiders.
The Raiders pulled the upset in Tampa.
They were in L.A. Yeah, L.A. Raiders beat, and then
That was then Super Bowl 19 was the Niners over the Dolphins,
Right.
1984, January of 95 or 85, at Stanford. That was Super Bowl 19.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 20 was the Super Bowl shuffle Bears,
Yep, over
46
the
to 10 over the Patriots.
Next year was,
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Okay, after that, then it was the Giants over the Broncos. That was
that's right, 86. Yeah,
86,
and it was Washington over the Broncos.
87. And then
that was Doug Williams in San Diego exploding in the second quarter.
88 49ers over
Bengals.
The Bengals. And then
49ers over the Broncos.
89. And then
90, it was 90. It was the New York Giants over Buffalo.
Yeah. Then
91 was Dallas over Buffalo.
92 Dallas.
No, 91 was Washington over Buffalo with Rippon.
Right. And then
92 and 93 were both Dallas over Buffalo.
Yeah, and then 94.
94 was the Niners over the Chargers.
Right. And
30 was Cowboys over Steelers on the Neil O'Donnell, Larry Brown picks.
Yeah.
So we're 30 in. We're 30 in.
Yeah, 96.
I can't go any further than that. Then it starts to blend. It all starts to blend together.
Though was let's see, after the Dallas beat 95, Dallas beat Pittsburgh, and then 96. Gosh, now I get
think it over. Hey, let's do this. Let's pay the bills right here. It's midnight. I'm going to be at the New York Style Italian Sausage Factory bright and early in the morning. But first, a word from our sponsors on the Krueg Show. Larry Krueger here for Telmetrics. Thanks to Casey Bateman and the good people at Telmetrics. If you're an occupational therapist, if you're an orthopedic surgeon, a chiropractor, a physical therapist of any kind, Telmetrics is designed for you to use in your practice and will greatly benefit your patients. Telmetrics uses computer vision and artificial intelligence and provides a platform for outpatient rehab therapy services, both in the clinical and the telehealth environments. So using Telmetrics can improve your patient's experience and much more. So for all your sports injury needs, or if you're a physical rehabilitation specialist of any kind, make sure you use telmetrics.co, TELMETRIX.co. And thanks to Casey Bateman and all the good people at Telmetrics for being a proud sponsor of the Krueg. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Dan Coccimilgio. Dan is a buddy, and he is a phenomenal retirement planning specialist. And you can contact him today at securemoney.com or at his number 925-628-9966. There's a lot of uncertainty in our world right now, and you want to make sure that your money is secure. That is the key. Danny's got 25 years of experience, born and raised right here in the Bay Area, and he can help you get an immediate 10% premium bonus on your principal retirement account. So give him a call, 925-628-9966. He'll make an appointment with you, and you can sit down. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of a deal. He'll consult with you and come up with a strategy to get you going to where you want to be. Once again, 925-628-9966, securemoney.com on the web. And thanks to Tony Cassera and the good people at Cassera's Italian Menswear. They are housing the Krueg Show t-shirts, and they're a proud sponsor of the show as well. The Krueg Show t-shirt, the Krueg Show podcast t-shirt is available there at their store in Dublin. Their address is 7372 San Ramon Road in Dublin, California. And go see Tony Cassera and get yourself a Krueg Show t-shirt and support the show. And special thanks to our sponsor, New York Style Italian Sausage. That's right, NewYorkStyleSausage.com is their website. Phenomenal product, whether it's the breakfast sausage, the Italian mild, the Italian spicy, the chorizo. You cannot go wrong with New York Style Italian Sausage. Once again, NewYorkStyleSausage.com. Often imitated, never equaled.
We grew up with a Sunday dinner. That means no matter how busy you were, no matter where the hell you were, you came to dinner on a Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday dinner without sausage, it's like a church without God. You know, how can you go to church if you don't believe in God? You know, and along with the sausage also became the discussions. That was discussion night. You know, it wasn't a typical family that you sit there and you're quiet, you know, and you don't talk with a mouthful. Oh, no, man. Italians talk when they're eating. Italians even talk when they're sleeping. And definitely we talk with our hands. So if we can't express it through our mouth, through our lips, we express it with our hands. So, and that's what sausage is, really. It's an expression, you know, that life is good.
So New York Style Sausage was started over 70 years ago. We are the largest producer of fresh Italian sausage on the West Coast.
What makes our sausage in New York style is really the recipe came from back east, from New York, you know, from Connecticut.
If you look at all of our labels, there's maximum 4 or 5 ingredients, which we're really proud of.
There's no preservatives, no MSG, fresh in, fresh out.
The pork comes in fresh, goes out fresh. There's never any freezing throughout the process. We've always used fine quality cuts. We're never going to deter from that. It's one of the reasons why our sausage is so good. I guarantee you put our sausage up against anybody else's from a flavor standpoint, no one will beat it, hands down.
Hey, do yourself a favor and do me a favor. Go buy a package of the New York style Italian sausage. Guaranteed you will love it. Guaranteed.
All right, welcome back to the Krueg Show. When Pasquale winks at you, that to me is the highlight of the whole show.
Oh, yeah.
I love the new New York style Italian sausage video.
Yeah,
It's
I
awesome.
just caught tonight from Connecticut. That's
Do you like that? New York or Connecticut? They're very close. Very close. Jaguayo 56 donates $2 more. And wait a second, where's our cha-ching? Where's our cha-ching? There we go. Okay. He says, Krug, hope Ryan feels better and stay blessed. You know, Jaguar, you're a sweet guy. You really are. And yeah, Rye does down for the count, and he's probably going to be down for the count for a few days. So we'll hopefully he will get better. You saw him. He was definitely not. Danny, he was not 100% tonight.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And then he had to face Kim's attack, brutal attack. Well, not 100%. It's been a tough night. It's really been a tough night for the channel.
Throwing him to the Lions. Kim throws me and him to the Lions, and man, we're Kim came out firing though. I mean,
She was. I love it. And now she's a team member.
Yeah, love it.
Anonymous. In my home, in my bedroom where my wife sleeps, where my children come and play with their toys. In my home where we have Sunday sausage dinner. The sausage.
Oh yeah, Kapler's not invited to this.
Carlo P. Express it with your hand, Kapler.
Yeah,
Anonymous. Is it kosher?
Yeah. Rebel 4444 said Kapler probably wouldn't take a bite out of it, and wouldn't be invited to the Sunday dinner. Yeah.
You know what? Our new theme of our show, I was thinking about it. Larry Krueger, Dan Coccimilgio, Ryan Smith. Fresh in, fresh out.
I like that.
Do you like that?
I like that.
You like that? Fresh in, fresh out. There's no freezing. Danny, we don't put Dan in a frozen chamber like Ted Williams. He's fresh at the beginning of the show. He's fresh at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Fresh in,
fresh out.
Fresh out.
And we give it to you, and we got 45 more seconds, and we'll hit the 2-hour mark again. Yeah, we're here to entertain you guys, keep you. What do we got? 12:08 here. We're
having fun. We're having fun.
Some of our guys, like Hutch, I don't think he's in the room tonight, but it's 2:08 back in Murfreesboro.
Seriously.
Tennessee.
Hey, and we're hoping that everybody's entertained by this. And Kim, this isn't your typical post-game show. There are nights where we're going to break it all down. We're really going to break it down. I mean, I'll go as far as to say this. When we're serious, want to break it down, have like Ned Coletti with us, there's no show, radio, television, anywhere that you're going to get better giant breakdown. And I sincerely believe that. Why? Because Danny knows the game cold. I know the game cold. Ryan's very enthusiastic, knows the game. And Ned is an executive. So like if the Giants did make a playoff run, we'd get Ned on here every single night after these games, and we'd chop it up, and it would be as credible and as content rich as any post game show you're going to find in any medium. But you know what? It's a long year. And Danny and I think a lot of people in the chat are just exhausted by, we've been telling it like it is since all year. So and it's been ugly. So imagine all the negative talk there's been about the Giants on this show. There's been a lot. So to pop in on this, one day and be like, hey, you guys are being silly. You're talking about your all-star team and this and that. Believe me, nobody grinded through the first couple months of this season harder than we have. But it's a baseball season. So you can sit there and try to educate people on the game all night, every night, or you can do that and then you get tired of it and then you just want to kind of screw around with the chat and have some fun and, mute Danny and insult everybody and, whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to, I'm just giving you the state of the state.
Go back and look at some of the old on YouTube. Just go back, check some of the shows. We have some fun. We bring out how
about NBA draft night?
Oh, yeah.
NBA draft night, we covered that thing for 5 hours with like 6 people in the room. We had Kevin Dana, the voice of the Santa Cruz Warriors. We had a number of really knowledgeable people. We broke down every single draft choice. I mean, I put that content up against almost anything. So when we want to and we're motivated, we can analyze. But you know what? Some of these regular season games, it just gets like, what's to analyze? It's like we're a broken record. We were joking earlier this year. It's kind of like the weather person on the West Coast. It's going to be warmer inland. It's going to be a little cooler on the coast. Expect some coastal fog. And as you come inland, you're going to find out that the temperatures, are really a tad warmer. So we could do that night after night after night and be like, the Giants just can't score and their defense is letting them down and the bullpen's inconsistent and tonight's starter didn't have it. And, but after a while, it all starts to blend together. Yeah. And it's like you wind up saying a lot of the same things because it's just a lot of the same themes. So I do understand. I do understand, though, the person who just watched the Giant game, saw me tweet out or put on Facebook or LinkedIn or something, hey, we got the show, we're going to break it down post game. And then you get in here and we're talking about, nothing. And you're like, what the hell? What is this? So I get you. But just go back and check out our stuff and you'll see we're trying to bring it all. We're trying to bring it all. We're trying to have a little fun.
We tried to do even before the trade deadline. We talked so much about what the Giants' needs were, what they should be doing. And at this point, after Tuesday, it's kind of like that's done. They're pretty much the team they are. Is that, they can't make much changes unless they pick up guys off waivers. So the way we see it, the way Larry and I agree is that the Giants are probably not a playoff team this year. It's going to be very difficult, and so it's frustrating to watch them. What they do night in and night out.
We'll continue to watch them, and we'll continue to break it down. But it's just we're not going to drag the entire show down because it's repetitive. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Danny knows. We talked about it today on the phone. It's like it's been too repetitive the last week. As far as I'm concerned, as far as Dan's concerned, probably Rye as well, and probably a lot of you as well. It's like, how many times can you say Kapler's disappointing? How many times can you say ownership should have spent $20 million more? How many times can you say, Farhan miscalculated when he put this roster together? And how many times can you say, hey, you priced Lambos and you got a Ford Fiesta? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We've given you our analysis. Shante Ortega says, you guys burn the midnight oil, and I'm loving it. Benji says, I enjoy the flow of the show immensely. Sometimes serious, always fun.
Yeah,
there we go.
Some nights
some nights serious, and some nights
we grew up with a Sunday dinner.
Sometimes it's just about Pasquale and the Sunday dinner.
That is too much. I mean, the first time I saw that commercial, I was blowing over. The first, when he brought out the sausage and the Italians. We do everything with our hands, and it's just like sausage and hand, or whatever they go.
Shante Ortega, Ned, 1 hour sausage, the 1 hour sausage. The next, you can beat the Krueg show. Not sure what that meant. This one, Carlo P. Dan kicking his dog was good.
He didn't
kick his dog. Oh my God! Where's Faith? Where is Buster? Are they on the
Buster,
trip with you?
Come on, they're up here. Buster, Faith, come here. Come say hello.
Buster. Yeah, look at Buster.
There he comes. Hey, come on,
look
Faith.
at Buster and Faith. Oh, these are great dogs.
Doing?
There you go, Buster.
How you doing, Faith?
Good boy. And there's Faith.
There.
Look at that.
Good girl. Yeah, you good girl. Good boy.
Oh, those are good dogs. And I got Penny inside.
Oh, yeah. The golden retrievers are great. Hey, what are you doing there, Buster boy? So, one of these nights, we'll talk about
Rebel 444 says, got to balance the jokes and the rants. That's what makes the Krueg show great. Plus Dan with the cereal.
Yeah.
Bay Area GM. Just be yourself, Larry. You are killer. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, and I'm not in my regular element here. I'm in somebody else's.
You're sweating with the
home.
swamp cooler.
Oh, it is. It's just this room is horrible. The bedroom, at least, is cool.
Romo 2001. Dan's first package ass episode was epic. Show is never complete without the dogs. Thank you, Benji.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Spencer says my brother named his Frenchie Buster. What's a Frenchie?
It's a little tiny dog, real small little Frenchie. Is it a poodle or a Frenchie?
I'm not sure. I don't know my dogs.
I know it's a small dog. I know my dog's pretty good, but
do you now? Have you had dogs your whole life?
Yeah. My first dog growing up as a kid was a beagle.
Really? Oh, the only thing about beagles, they say they're not good first dogs because they're very independent. And they kind of do their own thing, and they supposedly they bark a lot.
Some of them do. Yeah, some of them drive you crazy. This dog Anonymous
and Mark Graves, they're saying bulldogs, but my buddy Corey had a bulldog, and he's like, Krueg, don't get a bulldog. And I'm like, why? He's like, I got a French bulldog, and it vomits and it farts, and it's just constantly exploding. I'm like, really? That sounds awful. I mean, my dog's thrown up a couple times, and
over the place.
There might be nothing grosser than dogs hurling.
Yeah,
I mean I can't clean that up. I mean, I seriously. Yeah. I mean, I need I need a hose or something. I cannot. I mean, when my dog yacked, I was like, oh my God. That's bad, when I start telling my wife, you know what? I'll do anything you want if you'll clean that up. If you'll clean that up, I will literally do anything you want for like weeks. I'm seriously, I'm like dry heaving as I'm.
I saw a funny clip, Facebook. These little things they put together as husband and wife, and says kid's upstairs and yells and says, "Mom, the dog threw up again," or something like that. And they're arguing, and the husband and wife are down there, and they go, "It's your turn." And she goes, "No, it's your turn." And the wife lifts her, and he goes, "Okay." he goes, "I'll go do it."
What a mix love and cleaning up your dog. Clarence Beeks, this is a great one. Did Kapler tell Luis Gonzalez, wherever the hell you were, you need to tag up?
We grew up with a Sunday dinner.
Oh my gosh, that and this.
So New York style sausage was started over 70 years ago. We are the largest producer of fresh Italian sausage on the West Coast.
Oh,
When he first comes on,
when
when Mike first comes on, put him on real quick again, Mike. That's Mike, right?
Yeah, it's Mike. Mike's my buddy.
Let me
We'll
see
see
him
him
real
tomorrow.
quick.
New York style sausage was started over 70 years ago. We are the largest producer of fresh Italian sausage on the West Coast.
What makes our sausage in New York style is really the recipe came from back east, from New York, from Connecticut.
You notice how he drops in New York, Connecticut.
Yeah.
They're two different places. Where exactly did this recipe come from? I think I need to do some research.
Do you see that when you see Mike? Do you see a little resemblance of Jimmy G when Mike comes on?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
That's what I.
Mike's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. We got this one on the French Bulldog, INR 1996. French Bulldog, 16 to 28 pounds, and he says they snort all day long.
Oh.
Do I want a dog that snorts all day long? Bay Area GM says, I got a pug and a Boston Terrier. Cool dogs, not much throwing up.
Yeah, pugs.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll say this, I love the golden retriever that we have, but only thing about golden retrievers, they have a lot of medical problems, supposedly, with their hips and stuff. They shed a lot.
Yeah. My labs, they shed. We're constantly vacuuming. It's like it's kind of tough.
The lab shed, even though they have the short hair?
Yeah, they do shed a ton.
Really? Yeah. We have like a push broom we have hardwood floors. Yeah. And when I'm doing the Swiffer around the downstairs, it's like, dude, thank God we don't have carpet. There's dog hair everywhere. Yeah. If we had carpet, it would all be hidden. I'd never see it. Benji says, imagine Pasquale managing the Giants. Could you imagine that?
We grew up with a Sunday dinner.
Oh my God.
Man, he's got as big a head as Boach. You got to find a big
Anonymous says German Shepherds. German Shepherds are really, really smart dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why they police dogs a lot. Yeah, they're smart.
Yeah. It's funny. When I was a little boy growing up in the city, German Shepherds were everywhere. And I got to be honest, I was scared shitless of German Shepherds as a little kid.
My friend had one too.
I'd be on my big wheel. I can remember going face to face as a little kid with a couple German Shepherds, and they had those big old teeth. And I just thought, oh my God, that's the scariest looking dog.
Like, hey, look, it's Larry.
There weren't a lot of pit bulls. I don't remember seeing pit bulls as a little kid.
I
really don't remember. There has been a proliferation of pit bulls in the last 30 years that I grew up in the city. We'd go to public parks all the time. There were always German Shepherds. I don't remember pit bulls.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how they in different eras, different dogs
are popular. MV5588 says Larry and a golden doodle are a match made in Farhan hell. You don't
have a golden doodle. You have a golden retriever.
my in-laws, my sister-in-law has one, and
that's a weird looking dog. A golden doodle.
It's like a gigantic poodle, but kind of athletic.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a weird looking dog.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird looking dog.
It's so tall, and it looks like this big. I've seen them at their. The nice thing about the golden doodle is they don't shed, but you get the personality of a
humble season ticket salesman. John Miller. Could you picture John Miller doing the Pasquale show before the game on KMVR? Pasquale kind of sounds like Lasorda. Oh my God,
man, Tommy, man.
Oh, Vicky Boone.
Tommy
Vicky
would love.
Boone. She says she's fighting cancer.
Oh man,
Vicky, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
Hey, Vicky, you want to go to a ball game? Let me know. I'll set you up for tickets. It's got 2 tickets. They're in the shade. If you can make it to a Giants game, we want to go. Let
Absolutely,
me know.
and that's
we'll send
Danny's
you to a Giants game.
extraordinarily kind, but he means it. He means it, Vicky. So if there's a way we can connect, and there is a way we can connect, if you'd like to, we would. Danny would love to get you out to a game on him, and we're fight the good fight, and thanks for joining our chat. And we've seen you in here many times, and we're praying for you. And man, goddamn cancer.
Yeah,
Cancer.
Yeah, it's my mom took my mom's life. It was awful.
Yeah, just terrible. My mom as well. She had a form of leukemia.
Yeah.
Spencer Stewart says, sorry to hear that, Vicky. All the best. That's really, at the end of the day, and now people weighing in, prayers to you, Vicky. Romo 2001. Rod Dunham saying, Vicky, much strength your way. Benji saying, so sorry to hear that, Vicky. You got this. One thing I think people always need to know is that you're not alone. You're not alone. We fight this fight together, and that to me, it's maybe my favorite part about this whole channel and having the chat. I love having the chat because we can sit there and converse with people and that kind of thing. But it's also, we're helping you get by. What's the Beatles song? You get by with a little help from your friends.
Yep.
And life's hard, and it's long, and it's painful in a lot of ways. But you know what? That's what people do for one another, is to try to help people along through this thing we call life. So,
wow.
Vicky says thanks. You guys are so great. Love the show. DJ Over the Top says much love to you, Vicky. Bay Area GM, Vicky, we love you. Go Giants. Twisted Eva says it took my mother-in-law. Yeah, I mean it's
and hopefully for Vicky, it's
something that touches us all for sure.
Yeah, hopefully with Vicky, it's something that it can be cured. Hopefully, it's not something
terminal,
too far along. Yeah.
But Vicky, if we can bring any solace or any joy, we're happy to. And Danny means it. So, if you want to connect with us outside of the show. Please do.
My number's in the.
Say it again. It's 928-925.
Just text me, Vicky, and I'll set you up with some tickets. 925-628-9966.
Yep. Carlo P. Well, the last chat of the night. Wishing you a giant recovery, Vicky. Shanti Ortega. Vicky, we love you. So that's what this is about more than anything. It's about us sitting here in community and trying to lift each other up.
That's my number right there.
Here's Danny's number right there, 925-628-9966. So it's now on the – so like if you didn't write it down, the show lives on YouTube, and you can always go to the show and just fast forward to this portion, and you'll see that 925-628-9966 number on the screen. So there you go. And Val Ramos says, I'll pray for you, Vicky. So Danny, good night, Danny. It was good. We've been on for 2 hours and 16 minutes. We talked a lot about the game. We talked about a number of things tonight. And
one thing we didn't touch on that I'll just leave as my final thought. I've heard you talk a lot about the Niners and different things with Garoppolo. I have a different take on Jimmy. And I think they should trade him, but I think they should wait. Because we've talked about, what if the quarterback goes down and then they can trade Jimmy to that club? Maybe that's but what if Trey goes down in preseason?
What if Trey goes down with an injury?
Yeah, and
would you want Jimmy? Yeah.
Then you're gonna the season's gone if you're left to your backups. But if Jimmy's still there, that's why I would hold Jimmy until, after I'd wait they play only 3 preseason games. Wait,
this year 3
games. Just wait at least 2 preseason games because Trey's not going to play the 3rd. So just see what he does, and hopefully Trey stays healthy and has a great year. But you don't have to get rid of him right now. So They're probably not going to get a great pick
it's
for
going to
him.
be interesting to see it play out for sure. By the way, and you never know who's going down. Did you see this today? Jordan Matthews.
Yes, I was
for
going
the
to talk about that
49ers.
earlier. That's awful. I feel bad for the guy.
He was trying to go from wide receiver to tight end. He looked great in camp. I mean, great. He was making plays down the field, showing wide receiver speed, and yet at 240 pounds. According to the report I'm reading, he tore his ACL during practice on Monday. Cam Inman had it in the Merc. And they're putting him on injured reserve, so his season's probably done.
He's done. What's really a bummer is because that's the guy that Kyle's always wanted, that 2 tight end offense where he can have 2 really good receivers. And man, I thought he would be probably their best, receiving backup tight end that they've had since they've had Kittle.
Yeah, I thought he'd give Dwelly a real run for that receiver tight end role. The flexed out tight end.
The speed. I mean,
it's a bad break. That's a bad break for Jordan because, man, this guy, he was right about to walk through that door and have a second chapter of his NFL career, in my opinion. Yeah. And now he suffers what has got to be a career-altering decision or injury. Benji says, I cannot wait until this show hits 100,000 subscribers. This show deserves it. Man, genuine sports fans all the way around. So, hit like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, and please do, support our sponsors. Also, you can hit like and subscribe. You can be a club member by hitting join. We will evaluate your fantasy teams throughout the season and your fantasy matchups. We're also going to play fantasy football this year, and we're going to pick the other teams in our league out of the team members. So if you'd like to play fantasy against me and Dan and Ryan this year, absolutely join and become a member of the channel. And we're looking forward to it. We're going to bring you a ton of stuff from training camp. There's no practice tomorrow, I don't believe. I'll be down there Friday for practice. So Friday afternoon, I'll have some more video from Niner camp, and we'll be there throughout the year. We're going to bring all kinds of interviews, we got tremendous access this year. I'm going to do a ton of interviews, and I'm going to bring it to 95.7, and I'm going to bring it to this channel, and I'm going to bring it to our good friends in London at TalkSport, and you're going to see it. And it's going to be everywhere, and it's going to be great. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Rye's going to film it, and we're going to bring it right to you every single night. We're going to have one-on-one interviews, me interviewing Niner players throughout the year. So can't wait for it. It's the most access I've ever had as a media person, and I'm going to kick it. I'm going to kick, absolutely knock this one out of the park. This is going to be some of the best work I think I ever do. So Benji, thank you for the support. DJ Over the Top says, thanks guys for another great show. Your show brings people in a low part of their life a little bit of joy. And, we'd love to do that. I mean, if that's what we're doing, we're all for it. Val Ramos said, Dan, nothing wrong with that. DJ Over the Top, remember, cheaper than a gallon of gas or milk. And he's saying to be a member of the show. And so there you go. Benji says, I cannot wait. And neither can we. All right, Danny, great stuff, my man. Have a terrific night. We'll talk to you maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be on tomorrow after the Giants Dodgers about 4:00.
Yeah, day game tomorrow. I'm planning on doing a post game around 4:00 tomorrow, and maybe we'll even have Ned on. We'll see if I can.
That'd be great.
Chase him down.
Especially if Rise, he's probably going to be out. It's going to be tough for him to. I had that COVID. He's just wipes you out.
It's debilitating. And he's a young, healthy guy, but it's still you can see it kicked his ass. MV5588. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Larry, for the show tonight. It was a good one, like usual. You go.
We don't want to say.
Yeah. Peace out, Bay Area GM. Great show. Thanks. Spencer says he needs a rest. I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about.
Probably
Ryan needs a rest.
Yeah.
All right, Danny. Talk to you. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Here for whatever you bring me, getting handled. I answer to no one, I don't need to hassle. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at.